Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meet
Meep,
Merp. Yes, thank you. Last week you wouldn't do it. Oh God, I called him out.
All right, so this week up on the podcast, of course,
Docket.
on the Docket podcast, the podcast
The
Docket.
Polly Pocket.
Okay. Shout out to everyone that used to watch the
I
beginning episodes.
if you guys weren't here, like whenever we first started this, every week we would rhyme it with something different.
Yeah.
And then we ran out of rhymes.
That
So
lasted
we just
about like
sang
30 or
Docket.
40 episodes.
Yeah, it lasted a while. We were literally Googling what rhymes with Docket to get inspiration.
Anyways, up on the Sprocket today. We are, of course, going to be doing our. Actually, I'll start off with the big news.
Start with the big news.
We're actually going to have an interview or kind of like a discussion
A
with
collaboration.
We're going to have guests on the pod with the co-hosts from the Guthix Rest podcast.
Yeah, another RuneScape podcast.
Yes. So, yeah. I mean,
really excited for that.
That's pretty exciting. Yeah.
We're going to have them join us on the second half of the episode. So we'll still go over all the notes and then we'll talk to them about the game and they will be involved in our Q&A.
Yes. And of course, we will be taking questions from people. We already said that we're going to have them on. So hopefully we'll have some questions for them. So that'll be pretty interesting. Like Michelle said, if you're only interested in that, feel free to skip ahead.
Yes.
Because we're just going to go over the actual sprocket that you can normally expect from us, and this time it's going to be an update on World 45 as well as PvP changes.
Yeah.
So that's Deadman for anyone that didn't know, and also some pretty big news.
Very big. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, a lot sooner than I think a lot of people thought until they teased it earlier this week, and that's Leagues 4
release date. It's not like out.
It's actually it's been announced, and it's actually really soon.
Yeah, but you're going to have to wait to hear that.
Yes, and then the first thing we'll be going over is going to be the Chambers of Xeric changes to scouting as well as scaling.
Yes, so, proposed changes.
Proposed changes, some pretty big changes.
We just went over the docket a little bit backwards, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay though. It doesn't really matter because we also have timestamps for that too. So.
Yeah, we do.
Anyways though, and then we'll be ending off with our typical Q&A. So, of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with us through any of our socials that we'll have listed below or at the end of the episode. Or also, we do have a specific Discord channel for this, discord.gg/Bunebape.
Check
it out. Go to the questions channel. Feel free to drop anything in there. Or you can ask Michelle whenever she does stream 5 days a week.
Just remind me. I'll take a picture on my phone for later.
Yeah. But before we get into any of that, surprisingly, something more important than all of that.
My update?
How's it going?
It's going so well. I have a huge update. I unlocked auto weed.
Whoa.
I don't even know if I told you.
She's a drug dealer.
Is that what that is?
Auto weed.
It's also legal here, so it makes no sense.
Shouts out.
Shouts out. But I was peer pressured finally into completing auto weed. I already had over half the points and I was just putting it off. And I kept trying to do fast methods and they kept dying, so it made it take even longer.
My GIM got it before you.
Yeah, it took me 85.6 million farming XP to finally unlock auto weed.
Yeah.
I saw one weed and I complained about it, and everyone was like 3 people ganged up on me and were like, why don't you go get auto weed? It's so easy. And I was like, whatever. And I did it.
It's really not worth the points, but
it's only 50 points. But yeah, it sucks because I want to green log it and that doesn't even count towards the log. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I could have gotten something else.
Yeah, it's really not worth the points. I don't know why, not a big deal.
Well, maybe it's because I do farming so much. Obviously, I've done farming a lot. I hate when the weeds show up, especially when they show up the same tick as the plants being removed. I'm like, I don't carry a rake with me. I keep it the leprechaun, but
yeah, I don't carry a rake with me. The thing that I'm confused about is so many people recommend it, but I really only see the use if you're like an Iron Man, because Iron Man, they go to a bunch of different patches and actually plant a bunch of different things in all of these patches, or at least they probably do, or they should. But for a main account, it's like infinitely more, I'm sure it's calculable, but seemingly infinitely more time efficient to just do trees, which you'll never need a rake for.
You don't do it. No, you need trees for rakes.
You need trees for rakes?
You need rakes for trees. We'd show up.
Not when you plant them and then take it out and then immediately put in a new tree.
No, sometimes it does the same tick.
Okay,
that's what happened literally last night.
You're talking about like the very rare time that happens.
When you have 85 million farm XP, it feels like that's happened a billion times. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And with
So
my seaweed, it does it
yeah, so
too.
if you're extremely slow with collecting the tree and then putting in a new tree, then yeah, you might find use of this. But I also have several millions of experience, and it's only happened to me like once.
Yeah, we'll just do like more.
Okay.
Got him. I'm very
Anyways,
excited about that, and you're being rude.
big time auto weed.
Yeah, it was a huge deal.
Wow.
I also got my mining up to 97, and I am at Shooting Stars again. It's where I live. I need to go to Volcanic Mine, but it's just like it's so easy to AFK this. I'm halfway to 98 already.
Yeah, I saw someone made a nice little like a meme gif the other day, and they're all
Mhm.
like, what XP drops look like if you don't AFK mine, because I know most of you know will never see this, and they were getting like 130k drops or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's from the mine.
That's
Well, volcanic mine.
that's not much. It's so funny compared to other stuff in the game.
Compared to you getting 31
Oh
per
yeah, no.
mine, that's kind of a lot.
I want to do Volcanic Mine to greenlog it, and I really need to go before 99 because if I go after 99, I'll be a little annoyed because I already have the pet and stuff. So there's really no reason to go past it.
Yeah.
I know the broken pickaxe might be hard to get though.
I think if I did try,
Volcanic Mine's fun. You'd like it.
the thing is, I am not really interested in volcanic mine, mostly because one, people can sabotage you, and two, you have to do it with other people.
You don't have to.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I mean, it's more than likely you'll do it with other
It's
people.
more fun with other people.
I would, I'm much more inclined, like I will do some kind of tick manipulation at granite,
I was gonna say granite
but
probably. Yeah.
if I'm not doing that,
Power
then
mining iron.
no, I'm much more likely to do blast mining.
I've never done blast mining.
Yeah, it's
Does
in.
it have rewards? Like, does it have a collection log?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was like, do I need to do something else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Obviously, I just said I've never done it, but I don't think there is. But it's in Corinne, so a lot of people don't do it. But I know a lot of bots do it.
Yeah, you could join the bots.
Yeah, I could.
But you can do volcanic mine alone. The solo methods, the one that I was doing before, because it's less tedious. You just go in for like 2 minutes at a time and then leave basically.
Oh, that sounds fun. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's more fun than MLM at least.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, like, I hate when people say that stuff like that because I'm like, you don't do AFK stuff because it's fun. You do it because it's AFK. Like,
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you don't want to AFK,
yeah,
if you want to do
no,
something
yeah,
more interesting.
obviously for sure.
I actually haven't said my biggest news yet.
Oh, she got 35 T-bows.
I thought you were gonna say what happened. I was like, this is my moment.
No, I said what really happened.
There I was last night, minding my own business. Let me set the scene for you all.
Minding my own business.
I wasn't mining. I was bossing. I rolled on the wheel. Is actually one of the people who's gonna be on tomorrow. Spari said like for my content wheel to go kill Sarachnis until you get an elite clue.
The Sarachnis, the big piter.
I didn't get the elite clue, but I got the pets. 439 KC. I got the pet. Told Robert this morning on the phone. He said, "Oh, well, I mean that one's really easy." As someone who doesn't even have the pet, he's already slandering it.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if anyone's ever like, "Oh, I got the mole pet." I'm like, okay. there's I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, obviously the mole's easier, like you have a 0% chance to die unless, I mean, you really mess up,
I've
but
died at both actually.
yeah, I know. But it's just like, I don't know, it's not like it's obviously like a bad thing, it's just not as
Oh my god.
impressive as you really hyped it up to be for me.
Sharing that I got a pet and someone's saying, well, it's not a bad thing. It's like, what? Who says
Yeah,
that?
I don't know, it's like if you're like, oh, I got the garage door pet, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I did go to garage door too, and I ended up dying.
Or
I was risking it.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just stuff like that. It's cool that you got a pet. I just kind of don't care about pets. I've never cared
It's
about
really
pets.
pretty.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
Someone else be excited for me. I expect some GZs in the comment if you're on YouTube. Thanks.
Guz.
Gz, gz. And yeah, that's all I had. Build all that tension for nothing. You're more
Did you
excitable.
recolor it?
I did. I got both the recolors.
Well, which
So,
one
like,
did you color it?
I
Blue?
did it blue at first, and then I realized I like orange more
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it looks fiery.
Oh, okay.
And I was so tired at the end of the stream. I was trying to say how I like orange more, and I was like, "Yeah, here's a green. I think I like green more." Just
Yep.
like fully delusional.
Same
So,
thing,
Yeah, that was a
same
great
thing.
time. It took me like half an hour to get the recolors. You have to get grubby keys and go and search over and over.
Nice.
Yeah, but that was my week. I'm very excited about it. It was my
Dude.
6th pet, I think.
Totally gonna seem unrelated,
Okay.
but actually kind of related is for anyone that doesn't know, I work in like print, and we'll just
Here's a
leave it
little
at
newsboy.
we'll leave it at that. Yeah,
You have a cap.
I work in print, and there's these. I mean, the presses that we use are really expensive. They're between like 300,000 and $1 million.
Yeah, we should steal one and sell it.
Oh, okay. But anyways, yeah, it's really interesting because the one that we're considering buying, you get installations of different toners,
Mm-hmm.
and one you can get like you get the four main colors, and then you can get additions. So like there's silver, gold,
Oh, cool.
and hot pink.
Oh, how old are you
And
guys
the
have hot
reason
pink?
that this actually comes full circle is because randomly hot pink was useful for this one company that made a lot of brochures for the Denver Broncos, because making orange is actually really difficult,
Oh,
but if you mix it with hot pink it actually gives you highlighter orange.
really?
Yeah,
That's strange.
really weird.
Huh.
Totally
Robert taught us something new today.
weird tangent, but
Yeah, I was
anyways.
waiting like, how is this going to be relevant?
Yeah, no, actually kind of
It
relevant.
was. Yeah, it looped around. How have
Anyways,
you
though, I have
been?
not done much.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
You did some winter taught
did.
the other day, like a round.
I did one round yesterday, and then I think I did some this weekend. So I might have gotten like a few 100,000 experience, but not enough for a level.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been busy. Now he's trying to get a second job.
true.
I'm also trying to get a job, which is funny because someone literally just commented on one of my shorts yesterday saying like she keeps begging people to play her sponsor, go get a job like everyone else, and then checked my email and the job I interviewed at rejected me. So I was like, oh, I'm trying. They just don't want me.
Nice.
Sad
But
brag.
yeah. So that's about it. Haven't really played any games. Just
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I've been trying to purposely play less games, so unfortunate, but that is what it is.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyways, though, speaking of it is what it is, we have Chambers of Zarek, which
That was a weird
maybe
one.
should be left the way it is.
No, okay. We'll talk about it.
I was just looping it back to my.
Oh, you're just trying to make it relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you
Anyways,
don't
though,
do
we have
Chambers.
the scouting and scaling changes for anyone that's been living under a rock. This was actually talked about a long time ago during their
Summer Summit.
summer summit. And so, for anyone that doesn't know, we'll quickly go over how scouting and scaling currently works, but really not too much because it should already be known if you care about this at all.
If you go into Chambers, it's not the same every raid like it is with Top. You go in and you get random layouts. Apparently, they're not as random as we thought. Like, there's certain things that'll always go after something else, but they're pretty random.
Yeah, this
A
has
lot of
been
people
known.
don't like that. So,
Yeah.
scouting refers to whenever people will go into rooms over and over and over again, trying to get the layouts that they want. Scaling refers to whenever people have a bunch of alts or other accounts come and join them in the Chambers lobby before their raid to make the raid harder so they'll get more points, and then those people don't actually fight in the raid.
Yeah, so it's
That's the
pretty
terminology.
yeah, pretty simple. For instance, like if you go in and you're like, all right, cool, I have Tecton, Vasa, Vanguard's Vespula, you're like, all right, cool, so I guess I just won't do this
A lot of
raid.
people don't like doing the Vs.
Yes.
They're ominously called, and a lot of people really don't like Tecton either.
Yeah, just because they're more difficult, and also a big point that they don't really address is they also just aren't really that good for points a lot of times, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I think that they're all fun though, actually, once you get used to them.
Yeah. So anyways, though, like we said, usually people want to skip those, so you just leave and re-enter the raid a bunch of times till you get what you
Yeah, it's kind of
want.
annoying.
And this is their proposal for changing that specifically. So they say, in short, what we're proposing is, and stick with me, this is I think 8 bullet points.
Should we go back and forth between the bullet points?
Sure.
Cool.
I'll try to be as plain as possible just so that it's easy to understand.
Okay.
So they say that players can select the number of rooms in the raid between 5 and 8 to determine the raid's size.
Okay. Players can select specific layout based on their selected size.
Yep. Then players can select specific encounters to fill each room in the layout. They are irrespective of pre-existing rotations. So like we said, how you can expect certain bosses in a certain order, this one will allow you to put bosses anywhere in
Yeah.
any order.
This basically they also say in other words you can fully customize the raid. Players also have the option to pick a predefined static layout. We're exploring a more beginner-friendly layout initially, so this sounds like you have like preloaded ones for you
Yeah,
to choose from.
you'll have a beginner option if you don't know what to pick.
Yes.
And there's also the potential to add a competition layout, which would let speedrunners compete fairly with one another. I don't know
Well, because
why they
they
would
have to
add
go and
this.
scout over and over to get the same exact layout in the same order.
Sure, 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 sure.
Hmm.
No, I understand. I'm just like,
They even
challenge
say
mode exists.
no, they even say that it's a low priority at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Players are shown the cost of their raid, which will be 500,000 gold for a fully custom raid, a reduced fee for predefined beginner-friendly raid layout, which would exclude all the Vs that I mentioned and Tecton, the most frequently skipped encounters. Additional cost for scaling. So one additional player would cost 100,000 gold, second 99,000 gold, third 98,000 gold, so on and so on.
Yeah. And for anyone that doesn't know, you can only scale it to 100 players.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you would do it more than
I
that.
mean, to be fair, I don't know why anyone would even scale at all.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's because CCs can only have 100 players in them.
But I think they could change now. They could have 500.
Can they?
The one that I'm in for the Shooting Stars is 500.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
There might not be a limit. We don't know. We're guessing.
I'm pretty sure it is 100.
Yeah.
Which is also makes sense because it does go down to 1,000 GP. So if you just are
I was
adding
wondering,
more
like,
more
well, does it get
players
free after a certain
for
point?
only 1,000 GP, then that would be
Well, it's like, who'd
ridiculous.
want to do
But
it?
I'm almost certain it's 100. Anyways, you can fact check me on that one. I
Mhm.
really don't care. But yeah, pretty interesting. This is so they introduced the concept that they're wanting to do, which is charge you for all of these things.
Yes.
So the layout itself and any cost incurred depend solely on the player creating the raid. So essentially, this just means that if you are buying the raid with
You're responsible for it.
three other people, they all are going to have to give you the appropriate amount of gold that you guys agree on beforehand, if that's how you're doing
Yeah.
it.
And if you don't agree ahead of time, Jagex is probably not going to give you gold for them.
But who knows? That's kind of part of the drama this week.
Oh, yeah. Should we talk about that? We can talk about that tomorrow with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Just wait. All these settings will be stored on your character, so if you'd like to repeat your previous layouts, then you'll be able to do so at the click of a button. Kind of like TOA, how you could save your certain invos.
Yeah, so they have a quick run through of what this might actually look like. So their example, they say you pick 5 rooms and a layout containing 4 combat rooms and 1 puzzle room. From here, you can populate those combat and puzzle rooms however you like, as long as you can cough up to 500k.
Wow.
So pretty simple. Although this is a fully custom system, some existing rules will still be in effect, such as you must have at least 5 rooms, and at least 1 room must be a puzzle room.
Everyone hates. I don't mind the puzzles, really, but a lot of people hate the puzzles.
They're time waste, but they're easy, so.
Yeah, they're easier than the puzzles in TOA, at least.
Yeah.
TOA puzzles suck.
They go on to say that there can be no duplicate rooms.
Just Vespula 5 times.
And in smaller layouts, there can be no duplicate puzzle rooms either.
So that's implying in bigger layouts you can have duplicates.
Yeah, so there can never be a duplicate combat room, but in larger layouts, you can potentially have duplicate puzzles.
Okay.
And at least 1 scavenger and 1 farming room are placed on the map automatically. So
yeah,
you don't need to do that. That is just there.
They also go on to say that the 500k per customizable layout is not like 100% the amount that they're going to go for. They went over a lot of math talking about how much points are and how much drops are worth.
Yeah, they're just saying that
they think 500k you'll still make money over time. Is essentially what they get to.
They did some math saying that essentially on average people tend to make around 3 million GP per run, give or take a few hundred K in solos. And obviously it'll be more for more people, but it's split amongst people, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's why they thought 500k of your potential average 3 million GP would be worthwhile. And this is also like they even have math breaking down if you get 0 rare drops.
It's so annoying, their math. It's just saying, if this is how many people in your raid, and this is like how many points you get, this is how much money you should get. It's just like, it's a lot. But we will link the notes per usual if you want to go and see, because it's like, even reading in my head before we start recording, I was like, yeah, no, ain't no way I'm reading this.
Yeah. Essentially, it breaks down to them saying that you essentially will make 400 to 500k GP of just like raw money, whether that be in a million, or not a million, a bunch of Torstals, or if you actually get a rare, then you'll have more than that. But
Yeah, it seems like you'll be losing money until you get a rare, and then it will even out, and it'll all be worth it in the end.
potentially,
Yes, potentially, unless it goes super, super dry. I
yeah.
give up.
Obviously, they do go on to say things like, uh, you can just totally avoid this by continually doing the methods that we already have in game.
That's
So
what I'm gonna do.
they will still have scouting, and they still will have everything that's currently in the game.
Yeah, you
So
don't have to pay to go to chambers.
no, you do not. And this will be the same price for irons if you're wondering. They don't say anything otherwise. They
Hmm.
say iron players may still choose to incur the full cost while soloing. Or, of course, you can still do the method where you have an alt, or whatever.
Or a homie.
Yeah, or a homie.
Moving on from scouting, scaling should be as simple as ticking a box and entering a number on the initial party creation interface as long as you have the funds. And we went and told you how it'll go from 100k to 1000 gold with each additional player. Again, implying that they could only be 100, but I'm like, what if the last, after that, everyone's just 1k?
One, I feel like there's going to be a floor regardless. Like, I doubt
I want
it'll.
everyone in the game to be in chambers.
Yeah, like I highly doubt, even if it can go to more than 100 scaled, I don't know why it would go less than like 50k per person. Like that just kind of like defeats the purpose. It's like, all right, cool. So you get more loot the more people, and it costs less the more people. So you might as well
Well,
just do a gang of people.
okay, they say here, this cost is a bit trickier to balance. The value of these invisible players is hard to measure. If each additional real player adds 10,000 points, then a cost of 100 gold seems like a fair trade, but doesn't factor in the additional difficulty or the fact that combat and puzzle rooms scale at different group sizes to Ulm, where the majority of points are obtained.
Yeah.
Additionally, there's the cost of having an alt account to set up the layout in the first place in the current implementation, and whether or not this might work out cheaper than the cost we've outlined here. Ultimately, we're not sure if this is a correct value for either scouting, custom layouts, or scaling up raid solo, so we'll be keeping a close eye on your feedback to make sure we're at least in the right ballpark. And per usual, they have a little survey here. If you think that these prices are totally, totally off, go take the survey and let them know.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to be better because for anyone that doesn't know, there's already plenty of, friends chats or, CCs as they're formerly known for things exactly like this. So I don't know whether this will be more worth it or less worth it,
I don't know, I feel like
or
it'd be more worth it because you're not having to pay someone else to do it.
yeah,
Because
maybe.
I know somebody that comes in the stream that actually is the person that scales the raid and like gets paid to do it. I'm like, I wonder how it's gonna be for them. I should ask them next time that they come by. Actually,
Yeah.
curious.
I'm also, yeah, it also kind of just like, I mean, I understand. Obviously, they get much more difficult the more players you add.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like lost on me.
Ulm has more phases too.
But the thing that I'm wondering is like you get more players in the raid, which obviously makes it more difficult, but that guarantees if you're able to finish it, you'll get more loot, like just
Mm-hmm.
straight up. So it's like I don't know why the price would go down the more players you add. I feel like getting 5 players is like doable. 10 players is obviously less. And then but if you want to scale it to like 20 or 30, I feel like the cost should be higher.
Yeah, I mean, it all ends up adding up. I think that's very unusual, dude. It seems like it's mostly the irons boosting that do that, really.
Yeah, I mean maybe. But I mean people obviously do it. So it just doesn't make sense to me why it gets cheaper, I
Yeah, I'd be
guess.
interested to hear like next week if they, well, next week actually, there's not going to be anything. If in a couple weeks they go and like talk about that again and say,
Yeah.
but overall, I feel like it's seems good because like I know how to do all the rooms. The ultimate goal they even say is to make sure everyone knows how to do all the rooms. Like you're not supposed to be encouraged to just only do this forever, just if you're going for a specific thing or learning.
Sure.
But I think it seems fair. At least the 500k for the customizable, I feel like seems fair. And they go on to say, we know this update has been a long time coming, but we needed that extra time to investigate what's possible to figure out what we can actually deliver on time and decide what changes we're comfortable making. The last things we wanted to do was overpromise and come up short. We'd like to thank everyone for the patience and hope this proposal is in line with your expectations. And reminder again that there is a survey
Survey.
that you could go over, and if you have any like concerns like Robert, but like really care enough to say something, you could say something. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't think you care enough to actually like go to the survey.
No, but I did want to mention before we moved on, while I appreciate them making the post, I think this is one of the dumbest ideas they've ever made.
Chambers?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of one simple thing, brother.
Okay.
There's no way of denying or going around it in any other way than realizing that this is content that you're adding to the game that you can pay to skip content you don't like.
Oh, you think it's making it too easy?
Not no, not that. That'd be like, oh, I don't like the monkey room of TOA. What if I just pay 500k to skip it?
Yeah. So that is kind of like making it easy. If you have gold, you could just skip stuff.
Not even easy. Like if they made it so that everything was perfectly as easy as each other, and you're like, I just don't like Vespula, and you just skip it every time, then it's like that content might as well have not been in the game. Like
Yeah.
if you're like, everyone thinks that Croc's test room in TOA is easy.
Hmm.
What if you're like, oh, I just don't like that room, and then you just skip it every time? It's like,
I get it.
what? Then what? It's like just
Well,
because you don't like something means you can just skip it for a price.
you have to think, I mean, that's a good point for sure, but like Chambers is kind of not comparable to other raids because it has different rooms and different combinations every time. So,
Yeah.
like you don't know what's going to be in your raid, which I like, but a lot of people think that's frustrating because they like the consistency of knowing what's in a raid.
Um, that's still kind of like, for me, that's kind of like a lazy argument because it's
Hmm.
like you're not saying a remedy to the
Oh, I
problem.
don't have a remedy for the problem. I just know why people don't like
No, I understand that.
it.
And I'm saying that for that idea, it's a lazy idea because
Just paying it.
it's not like, oh, I wish this was fixed. You're like, I wish I could just only do the parts that I like instead of, which is, I mean, I feel like that's obvious and natural, but also
Not how the game
it's
works,
the
really.
the raid itself has enough incentive for you to do the things you don't like.
I feel like what could have been good, and I mean, if they still did, this would be cool, is like make it so you can't do the unlocks until you finish like the harder elite diaries there.
Yeah, maybe.
So then you have to like do more. I
Yeah.
don't know. Or maybe after a certain amount of KC,
I feel
something.
like, in my opinion, this is kind of just like what they've done, I mean, in the past a lot of times, which is kind of just really lazy, where instead of like fixing the problem being that people don't feel certain rooms are rewarding, instead of fixing
Which means
that,
they can skip it.
they're all like, that would take me doing math and making it rewarding, so I'm just gonna make it so you guys can pay to skip this content that I don't want to
Yeah.
fix.
It's kind of weird.
Like it's literally just that.
People, well, it's just like, it's also weird because people skip it anyway. It's just,
They skip it in a convoluted way.
I don't know what they could do that would work out well. Because people, if people don't want to do Vespula, people aren't going to do Vespula, but instead they're just wasting time reloading pages over and over again.
The thing is, though, the reason people don't like Vespula
It's because of the
is because it's
reputation.
not rewarding. If every
No,
time you killed Vespula, it took you the same amount of time to do Mutadiles, and you got an overload, which you also get from Mutadiles, then people would do it.
you know what's interesting about Vespula is it has such a bad reputation. It's one of the fastest rooms. If you're speedrunning, you're supposed to do Vespula,
Sure.
but it's like have a weird reputation. Like whenever I was learning raids, everyone told me don't do the V's very ominously. And whenever I'm teaching raids, I tell people, "Oh, I don't feel like teaching the V's," but they're actually very learnable. If
Hmm.
you teach someone correctly, they're pretty easy. Like Vasa is really fun. Vanguards are super super fun. Vespula stresses me out sometimes, but in general, you can make it so like the egg things don't even hatch at all. Like
Yeah.
they're all easy rooms. It's just like we've kind of all like fear mongered each other a little bit into being afraid of the V rooms.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, yeah, that's definitely part of
They
it.
could make it. I mean, if it dropped an overload, people would be way more inclined to keep
Bro, I'm just
it.
confused why every room doesn't drop an overload. Like,
Well, some
t-
of them are easy, like crabs.
I mean, Tecton obviously is one of the more difficult
Yeah,
rooms.
it's
No, well, Crabs
Tecton.
is a puzzle.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the combat?
Yeah,
Tecton, Muddidiles drop it. Vanguards drop the ingredients for it, but that's still not enough for people to want to do Vanguards.
yeah. And Muddiles,
Muddiles do.
I don't think they drop it every time though.
No, they do.
Every time?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the baby drops one, and then the mom
I
drops
forgot which
one.
one only drops it sometimes. It's like Vanguards or something like
Vanguards, I
that.
think, will sometimes drop it finished, and sometimes it's just the ingredients.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't gone to Vanguards for
Yeah,
a
bro,
second.
like one, like why, I mean, some people would argue that
I don't know how
Vanguards
to
is,
decide which is harder.
yeah, like some would say like Vanguards is more annoying or Vasa is more annoying, but it's
Vasa
like
might drop ingredients. I don't know for sure, but
it's
not.
yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like one, why don't they all give relatively similar points for the amount of time you put into it? make sure that like it's just like why don't you just balance it? Like
Yeah, there's
it's
strategies like if you're going for points, you're supposed to include tightrope. If you're going for speed, you're supposed to include Vespula. Like they're not made very
yeah,
equally at all.
it's just lazy. That's what it seems like to
I think it's
me.
just old and they just need to like re I mean, they just need to fix some stuff.
Yeah, and they need to do their job. Yeah.
Just sassy.
Yeah, but yeah, so this is lazy. I think it's dumb, and I'm sure they'll add it, but it's stupid.
Well, think of something that's speaking of something that's not stupid.
You almost said the stupid.
I know, right?
Anyways,
I'm
though,
actually excited about this. I don't think it's stupid at all.
yeah, so something not stupid. We have Leagues 4. This was announced
Only a
actually
couple months
today.
ago. Oh, I thought you meant Leagues 4 in general.
No, the release. Yeah, the release was announced today on Wednesday, and this was kind of teased earlier this week. They were like
Yeah.
dropping some things that a lot of people were like, "Are they going to announce League soon?" Because it's kind of random.
They posted like a video on their Instagram. I shared it, and it was like a little RuneScape character that was supposed to be at work, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna need some to turn some of my PTO," and they're like, "When?" And they're like, "Sometime in November." And then it's like, "Ooh."
Yeah. So
That was a cute teaser, actually. I actually know a lot of people who request time off work for stuff like this.
yeah, hopefully this doesn't end up like the last time Leagues came out, because I'm pretty sure that got delayed and a lot of people were mad because they did request time off.
I don't remember. That does sound kind of familiar. Oh, but we didn't even say the date.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, November 15th
Oh,
of this
we.
year.
Oh, I thought you. Okay, November 15th.
Yeah, so Leagues 4 Trailblazer Reloaded will come out on Wednesday, November 15th. So, kind of nice, kind of not nice, mostly because it's nice that it's not during Thanksgiving. Not nice because I know a lot of people take off time for Thanksgiving. So it's like they probably won't have enough time for this and Thanksgiving.
Depends where you live, because I mean, like, it is an English game, so they don't even take that into consideration.
Yeah,
And it
true.
does end before Christmas, which is more of like a universal holiday.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not like we do anything for Thanksgiving either. It's just Robert has time off, though.
Yeah. It's kind of nice that it's not like Escape from Tarkov. I think not this last one, but the one before the white before for Escape from Tarkov, I think was on Christmas.
Really? Oh, wait, that sounds so
Yeah,
familiar.
I'm pretty sure it was on
I think it was
Christmas.
the day after for them. It's just because our time zone, right?
I think they just don't care. They're Russian.
I mean, Russians, some probably celebrate Christmas. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, they go over everything you need to know about leagues that we have already gone over. We'll do like a quick little going over the rewards again, because that's the thing I'm most excited for. But not really reading like in detail. Just a quick reminder, it's a seasonal thing. You're going to go and you're gonna have 3 areas that you can unlock. Boosted XP rates, quests are easier, all this stuff. There's also gonna be an FAQ at the end that we are gonna go over too.
Yeah, so they do show. I think this is the first time they have ever showed this, but this
The
is
map.
the new leagues map.
Mm-hmm.
So this is similar to the Trailblazer League map from last time, but new.
Fancy.
So it does show that they have unlocked so many areas out of 5 total.
Yeah.
But calm down, because you will still only get 3 areas you can unlock, but by default you get Misthalin and Karamja.
Yes.
So those are the 2
You
out of
only
the
can
5.
choose 3.
Yeah, so you can choose between Karind, Tirandwin, Kandarin, Fremnik, Wilderness, Asgarnia, Mauritania, and Desert. So those will be
Yeah.
all the areas that you can choose. Also, if you have Misthalin and Karamja selected, it does look like it gives
Well, they are
you...
auto-selected.
No, I mean, it looks like with just those, it
Oh.
gives you access to Fossil Island.
Is that Fossil Island?
Yeah, up there. I think it's because...
Oh yeah, no, because the boat takes you to Fossil Island. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Yeah, so
I guess I never considered
I
what
think you
part
get
that is.
access to Fossil Island from the get-go.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard. The reason it's kind of hard to tell is because in this example they do have Karind unlocked, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's the
I don't think it's part
reason.
of current.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Even
the
with Shooting
reason.
Stars, it's its own thing.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, no, super excited. Mostly excited for the rewards though.
Oh,
The
true.
rewards are dope. We've gone over them. We don't need to go over this again. I'm just excited about it and
Yeah.
want to talk about it again.
And quickly, just to recap real quick.
I know, sorry, I'm just trying to
Before
get to
we move on,
cosmetics.
If anyone's wondering how you unlock more areas, you have to complete tasks. So this can be like killing a boss or getting a certain skill level or a certain total level. These tasks will accumulate and you'll get points, and then you can unlock additional areas after so many points.
Yeah.
And they did say that they're not going to tell us which tasks are available, just yet.
Yes, we go
So
over that a little bit more at the end too.
yeah, but as far as rewards go, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
we have the Trailblazer outfit, which is looking very fire bender from Avatar vibes going on. What's the area called?
What do you mean?
The fires area. It's
What?
just called the Fire
It's the
area.
Fire Nation.
The Fire Nation. Thank you. It's very Fire Nation vibes.
Very
Literally have a
fire.
tattoo from Avatar, but okay. Just looks dope. The banner. I don't know if there was a picture of the banner last time for
There
sure.
was, yeah.
There was.
There's a picture
Okay.
of all the stuff except for
The
the
trophy.
well, the trophy as well as the Dins until afterwards.
Yeah, and the blowpipe didn't have a real picture before.
Well, the trophy just looks the same as every other trophy, except it has the league's logo on the front.
Yeah, it has like the red and orange on it to fit the theme.
Yes.
And again, they have the teleport animation that we talked about last week that changed a little bit.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Also, a quick note on the dragon trophy for
Mhm.
anyone that doesn't know or hasn't been caught up on it. They did say so that for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure they made it so that you don't have to be in the top 1% to get dragon. You just have to surpass a certain threshold
Way more obtainable.
as far as points go. So you're not going to be competing with other people. You won't lose your rank. You just need to get to a certain amount of points acquired in order to get anything, including rune, adamant, mithril, dragon.
I'm so glad because it was like I knew people last year who were grinding so hard and like hours before would lose their rank.
Yeah.
How frustrating.
Speaking of people that lose their rank, we have Din's Bulwark.
Okay. Elaborate on that.
If you're trying to get on the leaderboard.
Oh, you probably have to do Zuck.
No,
what you
I
mean?
mean, no, on the leaderboard for killing Zuck a bunch of times.
Okay. Well, I guess. Yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah. Anyways, we have Din's Bulwark ornament kit, and it looks exactly like Zuck's shield
It
from
looks
Inferno.
so cool.
Except, like, yeah, somehow cooler, actually.
So cool. I don't think it doesn't say anything about having to have killed Zuck before.
Nope.
I'm still wondering if that could be implemented though. But it looks beautiful and I can't wait for it. Speaking of beautiful, the Toxic Bullpipe has actual pictures now and it looks great. It's just like red and like the fin type thing. I don't know what that would be called. Like it's a little like his little snake stuff on its head or like gold.
Yeah, it looks
really
pretty cool. Yeah, they have actual looks of it as if you're holding it. Last time I think it was just concept art.
It was.
Speaking of concept art, we actually have the rejuvenation pool, which will be like a literal just like
Goblet of fire.
little pit of fire that you have in your house.
God, I
that
wish that they had the real picture of this.
Yeah, and also make sure to keep in mind this is specifically for the rejuvenation pool. So if you have any of the
ornate rejuvenation pool.
the ornate version of the rejuvenation pool, so if you have the regular rejuvenation or any of the other stupid versions, those don't count. So
you have to have the best one.
Yeah, you have to level up your game for sure.
Yeah, and again, some more spell things like the alchemy animation. You are now gonna have fire in your hands, and you're gonna clap, and there's gonna be a fire, and that's how you're gonna high alch. And vengeance, whenever you throw up like in the air, that sounds like you're vomiting. There's a skull above you, but the skull has flames now.
Yeah,
very edgy.
Very throw up.
What a speaking of throw up, I have something to say after this too.
Speaking of throw up, have you ever thrown up and wanted to burn alive? Well, you can now in game because there is a purchasable death animation which will have you burning up and then rebirthing like a phoenix whenever you want to respawn.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Make it cooler for hardcores whenever they lose their life. They're like, well, at least I'm reborn.
Yeah. And they actually, for the first time ever, seemingly, have an FAQ
submission
built into the blog. So
usually they just say like, go on our usual channels and ask us. So this is nice.
Yeah, this is actually crazy nice.
Because there's a chance before that no one would see your question.
Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, you have to have either been watching one of their Twitch streams, go onto their Discord and participate in the stages, which is one of the most bizarre ones for me, or send off your feedback through Reddit or Discord channels.
I mean, they do the surveys, but like this seems way more desirable to me. This makes me way more interested in clicking than going and clicking on a survey in a different tab.
Yeah, so they just simply ask one question. What are your questions for Leagues 4? And you get one question to ask and you can submit it.
Per submission.
You can type it out and submit it all in this one form that's already on the blog. Yeah. So really, really easy. Honestly, impossible to mess up.
People
I'm sure
will.
Someone will, but seemingly impossible to mess up.
Whenever I was trying to learn web development, that's something that you told me is that you're supposed to design it like the person who's on your website has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, like they're just they don't even know why they're there.
The silliest Billy in the world.
Yeah. Speaking of questions, though, they actually have a quick FAQ at the end here that I think will be good for people to know, such as how long the league will be for and that's going to be 8 weeks.
Of leaguey goodness. We'll be getting a 4th area unlock with the addition of Kryn and Kebos, or we'll be stuck limited to 3 unlocks. We are still only going to have 3 additional unlockable areas beyond Mistland and Karamja, so meaningful choice is the name of the game. Be careful what you choose.
Yeah, and they do have a question such as how will some of the content released since Leagues 2 be handled? For example, DT2 has come out, and
Yeah.
it's been quite a while.
And it's all over the map.
So they say for the main pieces of content impacted, Secrets of the North will be auto-completed with the Fremnik region. DT2 will be auto-completed with the Desert region, but the individual bosses will require their respective regions. So for instance, they don't say this, but so for instance, if you wanted to go to or DT2, you wanted it unlocked, but you wanted to go to
Duke.
Vardorvis or Duke or something.
Yeah, you'd have to unlock their respective areas.
Yes, you'd have to unlock their respective
So I don't
areas.
know. I haven't checked what areas they're all located. I can't remember right now, but I don't know if it's possible to unlock everyone.
You might, but you'd probably have to unlock all of.
Or it'd have to be your goal.
You'd have to use all 3 of your regions to unlock all of them.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's not, you can't use the Soul Reaper at all, which would be kind of weird.
Yeah. Also, accessing or the Path of Glofrir will take place entirely within the Kandarin region. Accessing various runecrafting altars via Guardians of the Rift will ignore area restrictions.
Can you imagine if they're like, nah, you didn't unlock the Death Altar. You can't come over here.
Yeah. Well, actually, you have to unlock the Death Altar. That's the
okay,
one that
well,
you have to
I gave the
unlock.
worst example.
So, for miscellaneous point, even though barbarian fishing is possible near Mount Quiggamortum, you're still going to need to unlock Kandarin in order to learn the necessary techniques from Otto's Grotto.
Fair.
So, yeah.
Next question is very important. Clue scrolls good? Clue scrolls good. We'll be changing clues to give you steps exclusively limited to the areas you have unlocked, regardless of your relic choices. That's actually kind of fun.
Yes.
Not having to go as much places.
And also, can you share the full task list? Or actually, sorry, I skipped one. Can you tell me every single relic? And like I said, similar to tasks in the next one, they're not going to be telling you any of the tasks or any of the relics, although they are probably going to leak a few of them as we get closer to the day.
Exciting.
Yep, pretty exciting.
Yeah, make sure to go and ask them questions if you would like to be involved in the FAQ next time. There's probably tons of questions that you could ask, so go for it. And someone ask about the shield if you're going to have to get a Zuk KC, because I'm curious.
Yeah, so pretty cool. A lot sooner than I would have anticipated, but
very cool. I thought it wasn't going to be till like end of the year, like last week of December.
Yeah.
So hype.
Speaking of a couple things that are not cool at all.
Moving on to this week's update.
Yes. Something that is going to be coming up soon is going to be the Game Jam number 4.
Game Jam 4.
So for anyone that doesn't know, this is supposed to happen 4 times a year, once every quarter, and this is going to be the 4th time.
Yeah. So from October 2nd through October 12th, the team will be working together on their passion projects. So because of this, there's not going to be an update next week, October 11th, which means we didn't know about this. We could have had guests next week. Maybe I'll also find guests next week. We'll see. But previous Gam Jams have led to projects like Perilous Moons, the Blood Torva visual update, LMS game modes, Forestry, and the Path of Glofrir. So we're as excited as you are to see what fantastic ideas the J-Mods come up with this time. Reminder that not every Gam Jam project makes it to the game. Capybaras, like where are the capybaras? And sometimes the dogs. What happened to the dogs? Sometimes they look very different from how they started. For example, the Testicle Trials, which were pitched earlier this year, have transformed instead into the Fortis Coliseum minigame, which you'll get to try when the first part of Varlamore releases next year.
Yep.
They're going to be showing off projects on an upcoming live stream with another catch-up in November's Gazette.
In the Gazette.
Yes. Is there going to be a Gazette?
The Gazette.
Is there? Keep an eye on hashtag OSRS Game Jam. Sorry, I just like saying Game Jam. Hashtag to see all the previews throughout the jam. So maybe next week we'll have some of those to talk about.
Yeah.
If they leak them.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. Hopefully something good happens for that. It's only kind of lame because there's not going to be any update.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay because we have a very invigorating update this week. And this will matter to all the people that still play Deadman. All one of you out there. So we have World 45 and PvP changes. So we're taking learnings from the Deadman Apocalypse and applying them to the permanent Deadman world. Mm-hmm. For anyone that doesn't know, there is a permanent Deadman world.
Yeah, World 345.
This week's first update is all about experience. So you are going to get extra experience. It's actually pretty cool. So firstly, XP gained from quests and rewards now scales in line with your time played and your skill level. So if you're a old grandpa dead manner, then you will get more XP than a fresh noob dead manner.
I thought it was the opposite.
Uh,
So,
yes, it is the opposite.
okay. So the newer you are, the more you get. The longer you're there, the more they're like, you know what you're doing. You don't need this boost.
Yeah, so for clarification, with protection, the first 12 hours experience gained is 20 times at level 1 through to 10 times at level 50 plus. So it won't be 20 forever. It's not that OP.
Yes.
And with no protection, experience gained is 10 times at level 1 and 5 times at level 50.
I feel like that's
So
weird. It's kind of backwards how I'd expect.
well, it allows you to catch up to other people that are already ahead of you.
That's true. I
Yeah.
thought they'd want to reward you from our wrist, but that makes sense too.
That's what I thought too, which is why I said old man at first. But no, so they do say for the first 12 hours, you will get double XP.
You
that
better
you would normally
be
get.
grinding that 12 hours.
Yeah.
Get as much as you can.
If it really matters to you, or if you, have specific goals.
Next up, you'll no longer lose XP when dying on the permanent deadman mode. We talked about that a little bit last week. You'll still have to say goodbye to your 10 most valuable items in your bank and everything currently in your person, but at least you won't have to earn your levels back. If you previously insured experience with Gellin, you may speak with her for a refund once the update went live. And across all worlds, they've added some more items to Purdue's Lost Property shop. So, Book of the Dead, Avandis Flail, Ava's devices, but a note is that you will need a Vorkath head to repurchase the assembler, and a Chronicle.
Yep.
Which is funny, you can just go to Draenor and get that.
And lastly, you can also now purchase items in bulk from Purdue, being the Lunarine, Beacon Ring, and God books.
Cool.
And finally, we've seen your comments about alternate accounts gaining advantages in Bounty Hunter. As of today's update, players who are already in combat will have a 1-second PJ timer against special attacks, giving them time to react accordingly, so that hopefully their alt account that you just PK'd doesn't come and PK you with their alt account.
True. There are some other smaller changes this week. So players in Guardians of the Rift may now get mining XP from 250 fragments per game. At this point, any fragments gathered give no experience.
Whoa.
No,
anti-botting measures.
They're getting rid of every AFK thing except for shooting stars. Because one person complained about Duke, and now everything's getting changed.
I mean, that's good because a lot of the worlds are full in Guardians, and a lot of them are just mining.
So people just don't participate.
Yeah. So you can also click through the transparent parts of the skill guide.
The Desert Treasure 2 bosses now drop clues for longer durations, as is common in instance areas.
Players with Stardust in their inventory can choose once again, can once again access. I don't know why I said choose.
I don't know either.
Can once again access the jewelry making menus by left clicking on furnaces.
Options on the game frame compass used to point the camera in different directions no longer affect the vertical angle.
And also removed a rogue green pixel, the thing that plagued us all, on the Warped Scepter's attack animation.
The thing that plagued me the most was a visual bug that has been fixed with the roof above the north entrance to Versenhaza.
True.
Yeah.
Plagued us all.
Disgusting.
Also, merch update. Kind of an interesting update because this did happen a million years ago.
I kind of forgot about it.
The RuneScape board game. So this is the tabletop role-playing game and the board game, two separate things. They're now both available for pre-order from Steamforged Games. They had like a little Kickstarter thing like a year ago or something like that.
Yeah, that was the discounted prices. Now you're going to have to pay a little bit more. I think it's like 70.
Yeah, so if you want to pre-order the collector's edition or RuneScape Kingdoms, the role-playing game, this is going to be $70, and it's supposed to launch on 2/29/2024.
It looks very pretty though. I will give it the credit there.
It does. It looks cool.
Yeah.
So they really just go over that, show you what you can expect in both of those, including little figurines and stuff like that you can potentially color.
And there is some like additions to the board game, I think it was, like Calify Queen and stuff like that.
Cool.
Lastly, sad news, if you were interested in the plushies, they are now sold out. They are gone, never to be sold again, except for probably by some people on eBay eventually.
Yes.
I'm sure.
And for anyone wondering, the plushie that won by leaps and bounds was the Wise Old Man.
Of course. He's so cute.
1,500%, with the closest being Bob the Cat at 1,200%.
I still feel like my favorite might have been the gnome child.
Yeah.
I just like the frog in his pocket.
I like the cat. Just
The
'cause
cat's
it's a
really cute.
cat.
Really cute cat.
Rest in peace. Shout out.
Spoiler.
Anyways, speaking of rest in peace, we have one defense peer loadouts for the ranked duels and tournaments this week. If anyone cares.
Have we been saying speaking of too many times?
Speaking of,
Speaking of saying speaking of too many times.
we are going to be going into our Q&A.
Our Q&A. No, we're going to be going into our guest spot now.
So here we are with our podcast guests, the co-hosts of the Guthix Rest podcast as well, another RuneScape podcast.
Yep.
Hello.
We
Hello.
have Sparry and Bird, which are both birds, and I love them.
Yes, birds are good.
Yeah. Do you guys want
That is
to?
a bird opinion.
That's a bird fact.
Bird fact, literally.
When we first started the podcast, we were like, oh, we should do a bird fact at the start. And I was always like prompting Bird to do it, and then I kind of just always forgot. So we stopped doing that. But this last recording we did, Bird on his own volition gave me a bird fact. So
No, we
Well, the
used...
reason
Oh,
or
you
the
go.
the
You
reason
go.
for that is Michael on XP Waste, because they do a thing in their intro where they do like welcome back to XP Waste, where and then they like do some kind of quip.
Yeah.
And so he was like, you should do that, but just at the beginning of every episode, just say a bird fact. And I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it.
okay, that's the deep lore.
Yeah,
The
that's the
deep
deep lore of why
lore.
I've started doing that.
Did you run out of bird facts or?
No,
I just
mean,
always
if-
forgot to ask.
yeah, if anyone's ever listened to our podcast, we just like talk about random stuff. We get on so many tangents. It's just a
Mhm.
conversation, and we just kept forgetting to have that be a part of the conversation. So it's
Yeah,
just
I
what's
was
happening.
I was gonna say I listened to like one of the other episodes the other day. I don't know when it exactly was from because I think I listened on YouTube. But I did not
That
hear a
was from ages
single
ago
a
then.
single
Yeah.
bird fact.
Yeah, that was one of the first 7 episodes. Then we just recorded 25.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I was originally doing the YouTube episodes and putting like a lot of effort into the video portion,
Hmm.
and then I decided that took too much time. So I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle showed me some of that and also some of your guys' graphics, and I was like, oh, so you guys actually try.
Oh, like
when
the
you-
satyr one? Like what? That's insane. It's so
Oh,
good.
yeah, for the
For Save, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Spar takes pride in his little thumbnails.
Yeah, that was something I started doing after we had Think Keen and Try Too Hard for You on. I was like, I kind of want to do something to like mark that this is like a different episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I put their characters in. I had them take a green screenshot of their characters standing next to each other at the TOA entrance, and then put that in over the logo.
That's so
And I was
cute.
just like, what if I just keep doing this for like every episode? So now every episode has its own unique thumbnail on Spotify.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Ours is just like, oh,
I mean, you saw it. It was
yeah,
not the
just
most
give
artful
me
picture.
a picture of you, and I'll put it on this graphic I made like years and years ago.
Literally made that in like 2021.
Yeah, randomly in like 20 minutes or something.
Hey, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
It's
Like,
a little
it works.
broke. It's a little broke.
Everything's a little busted. But I guess that's kind of like a good segue. Like, how did you guys start your podcast?
Hmm.
All right, so
Lore time.
yeah, so me and Bird, we would like hop into our like IRL friend Discord
Mhm.
around patch day every week and just kind of like talk about what the patch was and like discuss like what we thought about, what happened. And without fail, the moment we hop into the chat, one of our friends
Not
would
the
see we were in the
moment, but
chat.
sometime between like 1 and 10 minutes between when we started talking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People would see that we're in there, hop in, and then just derail the conversation because they want to talk about like Destiny 2 or something. or-
Yeah, I was really big into Destiny 2 for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of us played it in that Discord, so
Yeah.
oftentimes we'd start talking about that or whatever other game of the week we happened to be playing at the time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So.
and so I was just like, man, I just want to talk about RuneScape uninterrupted, and so I sent Bird a DM, and I was like, man, I am mid-20s, white and male. I am at high risk of starting a podcast. You want to start a RuneScape podcast with me?
Yeah, I need to go back and like pin the message because that is like almost verbatim exactly what he said. Which yeah, was amusing. And I was just like, yeah, sure. As is kind of my attitude with most things in life. I'm just like, yeah, sure, that sounds fun. I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of spiraled into the current vibe of the podcast where I tried to do the video editing thing for a little bit and then stopped. And I'm basically just a permanent guest on the Guthix Rest podcast.
I do all the work.
I don't actually do anything.
No, that's
Um,
like Robert now. He used to do like most of the stuff, and now it's turned into just me doing all the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of your guys' story reminds me of ours, so it's kind of funny how that works.
Yeah. I mean, that's how every RuneScape podcast probably starts. They're like, I just like talking about this game a lot.
yeah, like
Yeah,
It-
I mean,
I feel like good podcasts start out of, genuine interest to want to talk about X thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
yeah, we have fun with it. I think like it took us a bit to kind of get our footing for the format. We like I
Yeah,
think
because the first episode we just like winged it. We were just like,
yeah.
I don't really know what to talk about. I don't really know how podcasting works. I
Yeah.
and I
remember when we decided on like the date we were going to record for the first time, I asked like, should we have like a plan or anything? And the resounding answer was just like, yeah, nah, let's just like see what happens, you know?
Mhm.
It's more
Yeah,
fun
I
that
think
way.
by episode 2 we're like, oh, we should break it up in two parts. One part's like the game update, and the other part's our week. But I think we started off talking about the game update and then talked about our week.
Yeah.
And now we have it flipped around where we start off talking about our week and then we talk about like
I would say for
update.
viewer retention, it would still make more sense to talk about the game update first
Yeah.
because I feel
Yeah.
like most people don't give an absolute shit about what we're doing.
No,
Well,
yeah.
Who cares?
I can go to my viewer retention right now and tell you it's actually like
You're
pretty
brave for
good.
looking. I don't want to know mine. I'm just like, I put timestamps they could skip. I don't need to know.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to do as well was timestamps, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
then I have to listen back to the entire episode.
I do have some editing. I have like a notepad open and I just
Yeah.
like pause whenever we get
That
some
was what I did
topics.
when
Yeah.
I edited through like the entire episode and added like all the graphics and stuff. Is I would start blocking it out. But
It could be annoying
since I
if
don't
you
do
don't
that
notice.
anymore, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I'm hearing is Spari needs to do that.
Yeah,
You're accusing
Absolutely.
him.
Listen, I've been trying to get Bird to let me start doing the YouTube stuff. He's like, "Oh no, I just need like a little bit more
There's-
time.
there's
and I'll have
actually-
Why does that sound like Robert?
For it."
there's
like-
actually just like an hour of prep work I need to do that I'm just completely unwilling to do because I'm too addicted to just actually playing the video game.
Oh, relatable.
Listen, it would just take me just a moment just to slap on a couple graphics while I do the audio editing, and then we can start having.
Yeah, and what I'm
YouTube
saying is I
again.
basically already have those graphics. I just need to make them accessible for you. And I'm too lazy to do that.
God damn it.
What they're saying is you're never going to do that.
Yeah,
True.
probably.
Yeah.
However, I have fucking a bunch of time off. I'm not scheduled for work tomorrow for some reason. So,
Sounds
maybe I
like,
do it tomorrow.
When I get home
Except
from
I
work,
don't.
I should expect a file in my inbox.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna follow
bul-
up on this.
I bullied him on someone else's podcast. It worked.
It's not going to work.
Peer pressuring
Don't-
works.
Don't tell them.
I don't think so. If it reminds me of like every Saturday, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get something done, and then like it's Sunday night, and I'm like, all right, got work tomorrow. Don't know what I was planning on doing,
You
but
just like blacked
not
out all
that.
weekend. So
yeah.
before you guys started, you said before recording, you guys know each other in real life.
Yes.
How do you guys
Yeah.
know each other?
Unfortunately.
What's your meet cute?
Sorry, what's our what?
Have you ever heard meet cute?
I don't worry. I didn't know.
I haven't heard this in like
Yeah.
8
No.
years. I learned it from a girl that I used to work with in retail who was in a sorority, so she probably know all the cool things. A meet cute. It's like the cute story of how you met someone.
Oh,
It's
I
a
see.
very unnecessary way of saying how'd you guys meet?
I see. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I don't remember.
I met Bird through my roommate, who I met in one of my classes in high school. We shared like math and World War II history together, I think.
Yeah.
And so we became friends, and then he introduced me to his friend group, and Bird's been friends with my roommate for a while, I assume.
Since freshman year of high school.
I'm
My
literally
freshman year,
I
not
thought
your
you knew
guys's.
him in middle school.
No, we did not go to the
Ah,
same middle school. I
okay,
met
well, good
I
to know.
met I met your roommate my freshman year in geometry.
I'm just imagining you guys were like little birds sitting at desk, and every time you talk, because your little bird moves on Discord, I'm just like smile. I'm like just imagining a little bird talking. They're like, "Oh, how's it going?"
Yeah.
so cute.
So the bird motif we have going on.
It's my fault.
Yeah,
I
it's
claim
his
full
fault.
responsibility.
Yeah, if you want to explain the story.
Yeah, so basically, I've been obsessed with birds my entire life. I've always just really liked birds. It took me a while to incorporate that into my internet persona,
Yeah.
because nowadays I go by the username BirdFacts. But for a long time, I just went through like the random, teenager usernames, whatever they happened to be at the time.
Yeah.
I finally settled on this one after a while, but the reason that Sparry is also bird is because I, for a brief period of time, owned some little budgies, little birds, little
Oh.
guys. They were fun little guys. I eventually had to move to Florida, so I had to not bring them with me because that would stress them out a lot, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So between the time that I got birds and I needed to leave, someone else got birds because they were convinced by the very cute and amazingness of those birds to get some of their own.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
so I
then-
ended up getting some, and then now I actually have birds, original birds, in my
Yes,
my house.
I did not. I
Oh.
did not take them back when I came back because they were friends with Sparry's birds, and I didn't want to separate them. That'd be
Aw.
sad.
You guys just
Yeah.
have a bunch of birds in real life? What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
I'm
Yeah,
like
right now it's only 3 of them, but
I'm like super
good.
ignorant. I thought they would have like perished by now.
Honestly, same. I thought you were gonna say like I
Yeah.
moved back and they died.
Do birds
There
live
are-
like a long time or?
I mean,
It
sadly,
depends.
sadly, there are a few of them that are not alive anymore.
Yeah.
Aw.
my
However, the 2 that I had just are immortal.
yeah,
They have lived significantly longer for some reason.
Aw.
I've unfortunately had 3 of 4 of my birds die
Aw.
due to various reasons, but yeah, all of birds. That's a funny sentence, but they're staying strong.
Little
Yeah,
troopers.
their names are Woodstock and Cloud.
Oh.
Woodstock is a yellow one. The yellow ones are supposed to turn green, but Woodstock just never turned green because he didn't feel like it, so he stayed yellow. So I called him Woodstock, and then Cloud was blue and
Oh.
white, so I called her Cloud.
Classic.
That's a good
Yeah.
choice.
And then
Well,
my
the genders
remaining
lead on,
bird
but-
is Strix, which is just a cool name from mythology that I liked.
Nice. Not
And
because
so
based on the
basically-
appearance.
No.
well,
Yeah,
now
so
that
basically
I-
the story boils down to I really liked birds, and my liking of birds apparently is infectious. So
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a disease.
well, yeah, I mean, I love the birds.
Wait. It's the
I
bird
love
flu.
birds.
Okay.
Eh?
Oh.
That was good.
I was gonna say, I imagine the birds. Now that I think about it, like, I didn't think that they would ever actually die because aren't all birds just like?
Oh, they're
Like-
government camera.
Yeah, they're robots, right?
Yeah,
don't get me
Mm.
started on this.
yeah, you must take that personally when people think that, I'm sure.
It's the thing where like my username is birdfacts, so people have the tendency to just like say that near me all the time, and it's one of those things that I'm like, yeah, haha, really funny, haha, yeah. it's the
And then
first
you
time
go
I've
home
heard
and
that.
cry at night.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
one of those things like when I used to I started the bird facts thing because I used to play a lot of Rocket League, and I created a script that types in bird facts just like automatically, just an auto hotkey script. 'Cause
Every
you can't
goal.
copy and paste. And
Oh my
every
gosh.
time someone would score a goal, I'd just press the hotkey and it would just type a bird fact into the
What?
chat.
That's so
Nice.
cool.
I was inspired by someone I had played against called Waffle Facts, who just did that, but with waffles. And I was like, I like that. That's funny. So I
Yeah.
just stole it, and now Bird Facts is my identity.
And now you're doing better than they ever were. There's not even that many waffle facts, really. Like, there must be an end to that.
Oh,
Yeah, there's definitely more birds than
is
waffles.
that my internet? Yeah, I don't know what just happened there.
Nope.
I think that was specifically Discord, because I immediately could tell something was wrong, but all of my other things are fine. I'm still logged into RuneScape. I don't know what just happened.
Weird.
Classic
Whoops.
Discord.
I know, relatable. Like, last night I was
Anyways.
streaming and it just stopped like 4 times, but other stuff was working just fine.
We need to
Technology
go-
is jank, man.
We need to go back to Skype.
So true.
Shut up.
Please, no.
God.
We went back to Skype a couple years ago when Discord was having problems. And it was down like all day for like a couple days in a row.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't
And
remember this.
the quality was just terrible.
I used to use that
Um,
to talk to my friends. I hated it.
I think it was when you were in Florida, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
So it was a while back, but it was not a good time. The quality was so bad.
Yeah, now that I'm on Discord, I don't think I could switch to anything else unless it was like 100% better.
Yeah, it would have to be quite a bit better. And I can't imagine anyone making anything like there's another program that exists that seems pretty good, but it looks like just kind of a Discord clone with like some extra features that people want and like not any of the bloat.
Yeah.
But I don't know anyone that uses it, so
Yeah, that's the other problem with like social media platforms, just kind of in general, because I guess you can kind of consider Discord a social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's the user base is
mhm.
what's important.
Yeah.
Once it reaches a certain critical mass and everybody's using it, that
My
company
problem
is
with
one.
Twitter. I just keep using Twitter because like any of the other alternatives are too fractured and
Dude,
I think you mean
100%.
X.
No,
X.
we call it Twitter in this family. I have like a friend who like switches something else. You have to be like on a wait list to join. She's like, "Oh, I can send you the link," and I was like, I mean, like, there's probably not that
Blue
many
Sky?
people on it. It might be that.
yeah.
But I'm just like, I mostly only post like shorts and like whenever I go live. So I'm like, I don't know if it would even
Mhm.
be worthwhile. It's hard to
Yeah.
switch.
I recently started posting hot takes on the Guthix Rest Twitter.
Oh, what kind of hot takes are you posting?
Last night I had 2 back to back.
Whoa.
The first one was the Abyssal Lantern from Guardians of the Rift should be usable outside of Guardians of the Rift.
I always get confused and think that it is.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's not, unfortunately.
Lame.
I just don't really see the purpose of that, but sure.
Are you guys
Patch
fighting right
degrading and
now?
bonus runes. Listen, just because you have 99 runecraft doesn't mean that we all have to suffer with our pouches degrading.
Sucks to be you, honestly.
It's the crab mentality. You're tearing the rest
See-
of us down.
Now, the real problem I have with that is some of the perks of the lantern literally just cannot function outside of Guardians of
Yeah,
the
that's
Rift.
fine.
Mhm.
Extra points.
It doesn't need to do anything.
I want extra.
Like,
rune
I want extra
points.
points all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
20%
it seems weird. I
extra
don't know.
bloods or 10% of any type of rune or pouch doesn't degrade. Like that seems good to me. I want that.
They could adjust it as needed to
I
be
want it
outside
to
of it.
just give me random points. Like, oh, I got 100 Soul Wars points.
Yeah, just 'cause.
Yeah.
Why not?
10% chance to receive one random minigame point of any
Yeah,
kind.
exactly.
So I finally got 500 pest control points. It took me 99 rune
It's
crafting.
better than pest control, probably.
On your way to 99 runecraft, you just get passive collection log slots
Yeah,
completed.
actually.
Yeah, and you just got to get the mega rare drop from Guardians of the Rift.
Easy.
God, thank God I never have to do trouble brewing.
Oh my god. I was sent there on stream the other day and I was trying to figure out how to play it because the strategy is literally you just use a bucket of water on something and then you AFK for 20 minutes. And I was using
Yep.
the book to try and figure it out and I couldn't even figure it out. It was like dye a monkey red and I had no idea how to dye this monkey red and I was walking all over and I didn't want to look it up and I was like, bro, this game makes no sense.
Apparently, it's like actually a good mini game if you play it, but nobody
As
plays
someone
it.
who has played it, it's pretty fun.
I was thinking like
Um,
it probably would be fun if everyone's actively trying, but everyone just goes
if
AFK.
everybody's actually competing to try and make the most rum, it's
Mhm.
kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But you know, who cares?
No one
Yeah,
ever
Too bad
did
that's
that.
never
No one
happened.
does, because the only reward is collection log slots, and that inspires like maybe 5% of players.
Okay,
so.
that
Hey,
does kind of
you c-
inspire me. I want to do the collection log slots there.
You can also get the stuff.
What's the
Which-
oh my god, literally the stuff. I just bought it
So-
the other day.
I'm an Iron Man. I
Okay.
did actually need to get the stuff.
For your
'Cause
Green
of
Man's Ale.
the Greenman's Ale step. So I did. That was the reason that I did Trouble Brewing, and I like found worlds where people were actually doing it.
Yeah.
On the official Trouble Brewing, if you show up at like the right times, at least half or more of the lobby will actually be playing the minigame. Which is interesting.
Whoa.
I'd be more down for that. The AFK was like boring, especially when I'm live and I'm like, well, I don't really even know what to do right now.
Yeah.
This is a bad stream, sorry.
You can do what Caveman Only used to do. He used to get all of his community together, and we would play Castle Wars.
Castle Wars
free
is
to-
actually fun.
Yeah, Castle Wars with free to play gear.
Oh, that's so cool. That sounds
It was
so
so
fun.
much fun. Yeah.
No one would
running
join me at
around with,
Trouble
like-
Brewing though.
We also limited it to robes only, so you couldn't wear like rune or anything because you'd be too tanky.
Oh, that sounds
So
really
That's
that-
fun.
cool.
It was actually a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
did
fun.
we did like House Rules Castle Wars, which ended up being
Mhm.
pretty fun.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I would try
I'm sure
that.
you could. You might be able to get enough of your audience together to do like some Trouble Brewing or whatever other mini game.
I'll try.
No, they
I went to Trouble Brewing and everyone was like, "LOL, why are you going here?"
They don't, they
Like,
don't
it'd
really
be great.
participate unless it's raids.
Yeah, they participate in bullying me, depending where I'm going.
I mean,
Well,
that's
that's
just the internet, you know.
But yeah, it's okay. I signed up for this nightly bullying.
Well-
I had a second hot take.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Also, Guardians of the Rift related.
Of
It was just
course.
really on the mind.
Well, I'm going for max right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll get into when we actually talk about like our accounts and stuff. But
Yeah.
I said that I think Guardians of the Rift needs to incentivize people to actually place the cells in Craft Guardians.
Yes.
Because right now,
I don't feel like that's a hot take.
okay, it's not a hot take, but I was.
You know, someone out
salty.
there is like shaking their fist right now listening. Like, oh my god, that's the worst.
God, I would
Yeah.
hate it if people were encouraged to play the minigame.
Bruh.
What is that? I don't understand.
Okay, sorry, it's not a hot take, but
It is a take, and I agree with it because I hate how many games get lost. You're like in the portal, and then you go out to like put the cells in. It's like, oh, we lost because no
Mhm.
one was protecting it.
yeah, the problem is like you don't get that much points in XP for like putting the cells in or crafting guardians.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you are capped out on guardians, then you can't craft more to get points that way. And if all the cells are already like all the walls are filled, then you don't get points for placing extras in.
I
So
thought
it's
they
like-
made so you get some points now.
Or
Yeah, you
Or
get
am
a-
I mistaken?
you get a
Yeah.
tiny-
points.
You
You
get a
get-
reduced amount of points and no XP.
Oh,
And
okay.
because you don't see the XP drop, a lot of players just assume you get nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, fair assumption.
Yeah, well, either way, because they're, oftentimes after like a minute or two of the game starting, it'll
Mhm.
quickly fill up all the things. I would rather just bring no cells and just runecraft the whole time and hope someone else does it.
Yeah. Wouldn't
which
we
is
all?
what most players do.
Yeah,
So-
right. I always get
at
the personal
it's like at
responsibility.
Wintertod. Nobody heals the Pyromancer on Mass Worlds.
Yeah, I will just run to a different brazier. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, any like activity or any mini game that has like a thing you need to do to like ensure you don't fail
Hmm.
should be like the most point thing to do.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like pest
But for
control
some
protecting
reason
the
it's
guy.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of games from people not setting up the shields. Like I'll always go and do one guardian and one shield at the beginning, but then like
Mhm.
you see so many people are just already at
That's
the
just-
ore.
That's crazy. I do one shield and that's barely.
Okay, you're the problem.
Oh yeah, I'm totally the problem too.
Yeah.
Like I went on a rant on Twitter, but meanwhile I'm not placing anything
Dang, you don't even place anything? How you gonna rant about it?
because the game doesn't give me a reason to. Other than
I can't rant about it all because I just don't do mass Guardians of the Rift. That's my
Yeah.
solution.
Oh my
I did it in
God.
small teams the whole way to 90.
Small
well,
teams
I
is
can't even
way
say the
better,
whole way to
yeah.
99 because I didn't even do that much Guardians of the Rift.
Oh my god, I love
Mhm.
Guardians of the Rift. I like doing it in Master World.
I think it's great. Don't get me wrong.
It's fun. Mass is always just better for minigames for me because I cannot be bothered to stay anywhere longer than I need to or use more brain power than I need to.
Yeah,
yeah,
I actively constantly seek using more brain power in this game. I'm weird. I
Odd
like to
flex.
think. Yeah. I
Weird
don't
flex,
like.
okay.
I'm the kind of guy that despise. Well, I don't despise the existence of AFK, but if I can do something instead of AFK, I'm more interested in doing that.
Yeah.
Cannot relate. Well, some stuff. I mean, if I'm like streaming, then I'm cool with stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I've recently tried out Volcanic Mine, and that's fun. But like when I'm not live, I'm just at shooting stars all the time.
That's fair.
Oh,
Like obviously, if I'm doing something else at the same time, like I'm
yeah.
fine with AFK stuff. But most of the time, I'm here because I want to actually play the game.
Wait, do you like the game?
Exactly.
I do actually like old school RuneScape.
Disgusting. I just like,
Pretty
I
crazy.
think I like it, but then sometimes I'm playing it and I'm like, am I having fun? I don't know.
This game actually kind of sucks.
I know when you're not getting drops, but then you get the drop and you're like, this is the most fun I've ever had in my life for 5 seconds, then it's gone.
Yeah, that's been me with TOA.
Yeah.
I've shared my collection log in your chat before. I'm
Yeah.
horrendously dry for stuff there. I got one shadow split, which is like the only good thing I've ever seen there.
How much was the split again?
I was split 3 ways, so I think I got like 500 mil or 400 mil from
Oh
it.
yeah, it's up a lot right now.
Yeah. But
Oh, Spari, a filthy main.
I am a filthy main.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Yeah. In my 325 completions, 120 of those are expert.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen 3 light bearers and 1 fang in my name.
Holy moly, that's bad.
Nice.
That's real bad.
Getting
And last
everything you
night-
need.
Or not last night. A couple nights ago, we were doing 8-man 350s, and
Yeah.
the only drop we got all night was a ward, which was not split
Oh,
because we were
God.
doing 8-mans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal.
That reminds me
Yeah.
of like all those memes. I actually really liked the memes whenever TOA first came out and everyone was like only getting light bearers and they're
Mhm.
like, Jagex, do it. And it would be like all like the pictures of like your inventory with 5 rings like on each hand.
We should be able to do that. A ring for each finger.
Oh, that'd actually be so
And then you could turn them into
overpowered.
brass knuckles. Light bear brass
Oh.
knuckles.
Yeah, they should let you have 10 rings, 5 on each hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then toe rings.
And then
Mhm.
toe rings, please.
And if you're a male character, you got
Oh,
1
no.
extra ring slot.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Exactly.
It always comes back to the rings, doesn't it? Sad.
Speaking of
Wait, how? What are
Speaking
you
of what,
gonna
huh?
say?
no, I was just gonna ask
Continue that sentence.
like what other
Boy, I have a question for you guys.
what other accounts do you guys have, or is it just the one?
Is that speaking?
So, I technically have like 4 other accounts.
My
I don't
God.
play any of them.
Oh.
I basically
I figured you
only
were gonna
play my
hide your
main.
shame.
No,
I
I'm
would
gonna-
lie if I were you.
I'm laying it all on the table. So I have my main. I have an Iron Man that I don't even think Bird knows about. I've never really played it.
Your secret
Um,
iron.
My secret iron that I made, played like 10 minutes of, and then got bored of.
Sounds like Michelle.
Yeah, sounds relatable.
Average main.
I have
Fair.
a Snowflake Iron Man, which is a wilderness locked Iron Man
Oh,
that I made before
Free Ferox
before
Enclave.
Ferox. Yeah, thank you. I could only think of the name of the character, which is 4 and 3 guy. And I'm like, it's not 4 and 3. That is not the name of Ferox Enclave. But 4 and 3 is like a old city that existed in the wilderness in the lore.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but it's pre-Ferox, so I gave up on that account because
Yeah. When Ferox came out, you're like, now I look like a fool. I have to delete this account.
No, I mean I could go back to the account now. It would be a lot better because there's a lot more content now. We have the reworked wildy bosses, we have
Mhm.
Ferox,
Yeah.
the Rev caves are way better. The Slayer cave is like way better.
I don't think
But
the Slayer Cave existed back then.
you
Did
might
anything
be
exist back then before Ferox? I don't even know if there's a wilderness.
right. Yeah, it was pretty bad out there. But I had a smithing grind ahead of me, and to like get the minimum level of smithing I needed to be able to like actually smith the ores out in the wilderness, I needed to kill like 1,300 skeletons or something
Jesus.
Nice.
for the bars, and then another like 1300 of something else. I can't remember. It was terrible.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Every Snowflakes account is like that. It's like, all right, I just have to kill 30,000 and then I'll get to level 20.
Yeah, that reminds me of like all of Limpworth's videos. Have you guys seen him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like his
They're-
first video, he kills like he gets 99 woodcutting and lumbridge, and then kills like 99,000 men the next episode or
Ew.
something.
My god.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was wild.
There's a reason it's called extreme.
Yeah. What made you decide that you wanted to do a wilderness lock?
Back then I was terrified of the wilderness, and so this was kind of just an excuse for me to like force myself out there.
It's like
and
exposure
get comfortable
therapy.
with it. Yeah, and so now like I don't really care if I'm in the wilderness, and in my mind I don't feel bad about abandoning the account because I was like, this achieved the goal. I don't mind
got over
being
your
in the
fear.
wilderness anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
you've been
literally just a
PK'd
second ago running from some guy in the wilderness that was just ragging me with a light ballista, and he just didn't kill me.
I love
Like,
whenever people worse at
I
PKing
don't
than me
care.
chase me. And I'm just like, oh, this is fine. I can actually get away.
Mhm.
I was on Lava Dragon Isle doing the elite step there, and this guy I guess didn't even have the agility level for the southern
Stop.
shortcut. So
Aw.
he was on me the whole way, and I was just
Aw.
praying ranged, literally not wearing anything. And this guy couldn't even kill me. Like,
Aw, he's
I
trying
feel
his
a little
best.
bad for him, honestly.
He's probably like
He
out
would
and
have
crying
gotten
right now.
he would have gotten 2 GP if he killed me, so I don't feel really that bad, but
It's the
I know
thrill
how
of
it
the hunt.
feels to just hit like nothing against someone when they're wearing like crap gear,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was wearing literally nothing. So
You probably would have been his biggest kill of the year, probably.
First
Yeah.
kill
Oh,
ever,
for
maybe.
sure.
no, I actually I don't know what was going on because I just teleported back to my house and then just didn't even hop worlds, tried to go to the same clue step again. And there was like a whole clan logged in there. So I don't know what the heck was going on.
They
but I hopped
hunted him
when I saw
down.
that. I
Oh,
don't know if it was
no.
him. Maybe it was his clan. I have no idea. But the
Oh,
wilderness is crazy sometimes.
it's like
Yeah.
they're
I love
teaching their
it.
newest clan member how to PK. They're like, all right, get your ballista and go
Yeah.
chase someone.
He was definitely calling out. He's like, someone here at Lava Dragons pretending they have no
There's a cl-
gear.
There's a clue hunter, guys.
Split
he
the
might have
spade.
his scroll book.
Why do I feel like that's actually how like some like PvP clans are? They're like, what?
I know that's
a
how they
shovel?
are.
No way.
Oh no.
No, not like that, but
Do you PvP?
I mean, because it's no.
Okay.
I did very briefly when back in like the actual 2007 era.
Yeah.
I was terrible.
Mhm. We all were.
Yeah, but that was the great part is that most everybody else was also terrible, so I
Mhm.
could like actually get kills. And I mostly know that because I understand the mentality of like attack anyone in the wilderness you want, even if
Yeah.
they seem to have nothing, because there's 28 slots of their inventory that you don't know what
It's
they're
true.
occupied with.
There's actually just nothing there.
It's like,
Which is-
wow.
Yeah, there could be
27
nothing,
T-bows.
or there could be a piece of third age in every slot for all
Yeah,
you know.
That's
Like,
what I
Shout out-
usually take with me.
Shout out to one of the captains of my clan who, just before her Tebow rebuild, accidentally went to the wilderness with a 1 bill cash stack.
Oh no.
I mean,
She-
yeah, that's
she
the thing,
lived.
right?
She didn't
Is
die, but she
you
freaked
some
out.
people go to the wilderness with crazy amounts of risk on accident. They don't even
Mhm.
realize it,
Yeah.
That's why you just attack everybody because you never know what's going on.
True.
Yeah, I think myself, Michelle, and I'm sure plenty of other people have like accidentally brought out their whole cash stack to like go do a clue or something when they only needed like
Oh, yeah.
1,000 GP or something like that.
I keep almost going out to do wildy steps while scold.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I keep getting the abyss step and then
Yeah.
immediately a wilderness step afterwards, and I have to catch myself right before I go out to the wilderness. It's like, hang on, I'm scold. I'm gonna lose all this.
Wait.
Even though all I'm bringing is Bofa, the clue, a spade, and the royal seed pod. It's like, well, now I'm gonna lose the clue. I don't want to lose that.
Yeah. Do you ever use the clue box? I don't know.
No, I don't use clue boxes.
Are you too good for clue boxes?
I'm too good for clue boxes.
The way that the little bird in your picture
I
is moving
believe
too is kind of
myself too good
sassy.
for clue boxes.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to use them, but like I felt it was way more hassle to use them.
Yeah,
than it was
that's
worth.
my issue.
They're
right?
kind of
is
a
it feels
waste
like,
of money whenever
Yeah, it feels
you
like too much
die.
effort.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of clue stacking like in leagues?
I think that you should be able to stack as many clues as you want, but it shouldn't occupy the same inventory slot.
Oh, like kind of
so
like
they
craze
shouldn't
that
be
winter
stackable
taught.
items.
Yeah, you can have as many unopened clues as you want, but they're all separate inventory slots.
Oh, that'd actually be kind of cool. So
Yeah,
then
so
you
there's
can't
some
go too crazy.
limitation.
Yeah, that way you can still, like, if you get an elite clue or you get a hard clue while doing Slayer, you can just put it in your bank, you can get more, but you're not infinitely stacking clues all the way from 1 to 99 Slayer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll have them all banked.
I don't totally understand why
so
we
they
can't.
they don't stack in the bank either.
Yeah, they don't stack in the bank
Okay,
either.
kind of like
They're-
Winter Todd crates. Okay, I get
Yeah.
the
they
comparison
function
now. I
exactly
understand
like
now.
Winter Todd crates.
I thought they were like a non-stackable item, like like a pickaxe or something that you can't stack. But when they go
No.
into the bank, they stack. I
yeah,
see now.
completely
Okay,
non-stackable in all circumstances.
I understand.
And that's just I don't have a particular issue with letting you have as many clues as you want, because to someone like me and Bird, we do every clue we get.
I just do every single clue
So-
scroll.
Yeah, I do most of my clues too. I don't think I've ever dropped it. It's just sometimes I'll trade them in for master, but I like doing all of them.
Yeah. I turn all my clues into masters, so I don't actually do the clues. They just get turned into masters, and then I
Yeah.
do the master. But I know some people are the kind of person that, they don't like doing clues, so they'll just let one sit in their bank forever.
Yep,
Mhm.
And
that's
it
what I
would be a
do.
significant buff if you could have,
Yeah,
all your clues that you got from.
I definitely understand the concern of some people where they're like, well, now the
Yeah.
people that, just never do their clues can just like someday decide that they want to do the 400 hard clues that they stacked up during the
Mhm.
Slayer grind that they did.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know
that's
why
like
that'd be a
insane.
bad thing. Is it because it would like mess with the economy if like a bunch of the same stuff came in? I don't.
It could.
Oh, okay.
it
I was
wouldn't
like, I
mess
don't
up-
get it. Why it's bad.
I don't think it would mess up the economy. I think it would mess up metas for like clue hunting,
Oh, yeah. Okay, like eclectics and stuff.
Yeah,
Like they'd
that
get more expensive.
and like also for like Iron Man collection logging and stuff, like if you were to make a new account, you'd have a significantly easier time getting
Yeah.
all of your clues
Oh,
compared
that's
to
so
like
true.
and
It's one of those things where you kind of have to like
it's
you have to think about existing players, and you don't want to do like well, I had to do this while it was terrible, so everybody else has to. You got to kind of try and avoid
Yeah.
that mentality, because I
Yeah.
hate that mentality.
The crab
Yeah.
mentality.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, clues is kind of a touchy subject in my opinion on that one, because it is like a huge benefit to be able to stack them
Mhm.
throughout your entire account's existence.
I think if you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said they should be infinitely stackable. But
now
I
you've
think
changed.
yeah, now I've changed. I thought about it over the last couple weeks, and like this I think is a nice compromise for everyone.
I like your idea, like the winter talk crates, because then
Yeah,
it
actually-
could
I
even
actually
be
like that.
could be like a gold sink, even because people will be buying more spaces in their bank potentially.
Yeah,
That's so
true.
true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
I
a
know-
hoarder. I never drop anything on my account, so
Relatable.
Yeah, for the longest time, I was capped out on bank space perpetually. It's only until I started getting 99s that I've now cleared up a lot of my bank.
Yeah,
think
the
I'm at, like,
supplies take a lot of room.
850. Yeah.
Yikes.
It's so funny, as someone that never does clues, I'm all like thinking to myself, I wouldn't even be able to stack them up because I just would never pick them up. They
Oh,
would just
wow, it's
be
like
on the
that.
ground forever.
That's insane.
I love clues.
I love clues too. I like the collection logs lots from them. It feels
I'm gonna be honest.
good.
I don't like clues. I like caskets.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Get-
we all mean, isn't it?
Get the
Oh,
bag.
I actually
RuneScape
like doing the
style.
clue steps.
It could be kind of fun.
when you
but
get
caskets are
6
good.
back-to-back wildy steps and you're
Ugh.
complaining to me about it, remind me that you like clues again.
Oh,
okay?
or the masters where it's 3 different things that you have to go and grab.
Mm,
The
and
3
and they're
steps.
all like the worst possible
God.
ones.
Yeah, Eye of the
Awful.
Wolf, which is the Vialdi Cave steps,
Ugh.
the Guthix symbol in the wilderness,
That's the
and
worst.
the Runite Rock in the wilderness.
I hate when they're the all 3 in
Or
the
no, no, no,
wilderness.
no,
It's
no.
like, why? The
Not
Giants
the-
area?
Yeah, not that one actually. What's
Okay.
worse is if you get the Ring of Shadows one,
Yeah, that one's annoying.
because
Oh.
that one's really far.
You gotta
Those
walk.
are all
Yeah, you gotta run
3
all
really
the way to
far
the end of that one.
steps.
Mine's in
Yeah.
the Ring of Shadows. That's the one you have to go talk to that one ghost dude, right?
No, that's the one where you have to go into the dungeon. That's by the fishing guild.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
have to
ladder.
you have to wear the Ring of Shadows to be able to see the
Oh,
ladder.
yeah, that one is. Oh, some of the clue steps
Yeah,
are
no.
so bad.
Yeah. There is that one with the guy that's in a variable location.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I
an
was
edge
thinking.
lord.
Depending on your
Right.
account RNG is an easy step or a really annoying step.
Mine's
Yeah.
easy. Mine's just underneath Edgeville.
I think on
That's
my
the second
account
best one,
it's
yeah.
the deep wildy one.
Rough. That sucks.
That's bad.
I can't. It's in a different location on my main and on my iron, so I can never remember which one's on which. But
Oh yeah.
I think that my iron has deep wildy, which is annoying.
So okay, we got a little sidetracked. What accounts
Yeah.
do you normally play? I mean, I don't even know Spari finished. We kind of
No, I still have
Yeah,
two
keep
more
listing off
accounts.
the accounts, buddy.
we will not
So-
interrupt you. Sorry.
I have an account that exists in concept only, but I've parked the name. It's called Strength Only, by the way. STR.
Oh
only,
yeah,
by
this
the way.
account.
There is a method to train the account. It is an account that can only get strength XP. Not strength and fishing, not strength and hunter, only strength.
Not hit points.
So, not hit points, not nothing else.
God.
And it's an Iron Man. So I can't buy things on the GE. If it wasn't an iron, it would be easy to train.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an iron. So
Are you just gonna like pump the bellows at
The frogs.
eventually, but you need 40 strength for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah.
my
So-
god.
Yeah, so I have like a whole spreadsheet somewhere. I could go find it, but it lists all the methods I can't do and the reason why. There's two methods to train the account. You can either alt and venom or poison the what are they called? The ganks in what is this place called?
This is too
Correct.
niche for me. I don't even know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, the organized crime.
Yeah, organized crime.
Oh,
Oh,
like
okay,
the
okay.
favor
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, so you can get strength via that from like the reward from that, but that's
Mhm.
like really inconsistent. I think it might be doable now that there's weapons that guarantee hit a 0.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
true.
it,
Yeah.
No, okay. I was about to say, is it doable with poison dynamite, but you can't get poison
I
dynamite.
can't get poison dynamite.
Yeah.
The more realistic method, and I think someone's actually done it now. There's a guy named like Strong Guard or something that has
Yeah.
this account.
Mm-hmm.
And what you need to do is go to Chambers of Zarek and Leech and get
Oh.
enough of the dark relics that you can get 40 strength.
Oh my god.
It's extremely slow.
You're like,
Which is why
this
I've
seems
never
fun.
actually trained the account. The entire point of the
That
account
sounds
would just be
crazy.
stand around at the GE and hope people right click me. And
Yeah,
like,
just for the flex.
yeah, just for the
Yeah,
flex.
Yeah.
it's entirely a trophy account.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it's possible. I think you can get Toggle from doing that PvP minigame.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, the fight
and-
cave one? Fight arena?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fight
the
arena.
fight arena. And then I would be able to get a obsidian hammer, which doesn't require attack. It's a strength weapon.
Oh.
So like I could, do some meme PvP on it, but
Yeah. You've
It-
done your research on this.
I know.
yeah,
Wow.
no, I spent a lot of time for some reason on this account. I'll never actually play. The fun of a snowflake to me is just theory crafting it. I don't actually want
Mhm.
to torture myself and play it,
It's
That's
kind of
fair.
like
which is
how
why I play a main.
Yeah.
it's kind of like how Bird will eventually get around to the YouTube thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like it in theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It sounds nice. One day.
Someday.
In my final and most shameful account, I have a
Okay.
group Iron Man that I do not play.
Relatable.
Join the club.
Anyways, that's a nice transition into my
Yeah, this
account
is
that
a
I
good
mainly play.
transition.
I play a group Iron Man that has 2 dead group mates
Oh, are you in the
that
group?
never play.
Yep.
Oh,
Iron
tragic.
Bird's group mate.
Yikes.
So I play an Iron Man that is a blue helmet for some reason, but has played as a regular Iron Man for his entire existence.
Yes.
And then everyone's like,
Um,
"Wow, so you got so much help from all your teammates."
I'm like, yeah, go ahead and look up my group high scores. You'll see how much they've done on their accounts.
Yeah, I did 80 fishing, I think. 90? I don't remember what I
Nice.
got.
That's high.
And then I got 50 fire making and then I stopped playing.
Oh, all you need.
I got like 60 fishing and I had to get my fishing up to get crumble ones. And I was like, I'm going to play my main for a little bit. And then I never went back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
The listed stats for Spar's Group Iron Man are 52 mining, 65 agility, 81 fishing, 56 fire making, 68 woodcutting, 56 fletching, and 39 construction.
Oof. I was about to say base 50s at least, and you lost me at
Nothing
the end
else is
there.
Nothing else is listed
God damn.
because his account didn't log in enough times.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the GIM graveyard.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's so many there.
I mean, I have a good base to go back eventually if I do want to play.
True.
Yeah, and the thing, a lot of people, you know, I play an Iron Man essentially.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are like, why didn't you just make an Iron Man if this is what you wanted? And my response to that is, when I made this account,
Hmm.
the concept of Iron Man did not seem very appealing to me.
Yeah.
Same.
I like to play with my friends a lot,
Mhm.
and being an Iron Man kind of prevents me from doing that. So the concept of group Iron Man was significantly more interesting to me.
Mhm.
And so that allowed me to play Iron Man essentially. And for, you know, the first couple weeks or so, I was playing group Iron Man. And now I just play Iron Man, and I have learned to really enjoy Iron Man mode,
Yeah.
but I never would have actually just started an Iron Man.
It
I
took the
don't think.
GIM to make you realize that you liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
now
think-
I would
You're
never
the
go
same.
back to a main personally, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Wow.
I really like Iron Man mode now, but
Yeah, I mean, your
I-
group iron is like significantly better than your main. I'd
yeah,
say
my main
now.
is left in the dust. It's over for him.
Yeah, that's Robert as well.
Yeah, I'm a 2109 total group Iron Man. You know,
Oh
we're
my
up
gosh,
there.
nice.
Ooh,
So
max win.
Yeah.
someday, I am currently working on my last requirement for Achievement Diary Cape. So
Huge.
90 out of 91 fishing. We're
Oh,
almost there.
dope. Let's go. Achievement Cape
I kind
is
of-
so good.
Yeah, I kind of ran into it by accident.
Yeah.
I was like doing some prayer training, and I was like, wait a second, I can do Desert Elite now. Oh, I can just kind of do everything.
Oh,
So that was a nice. That was a
that's
nice feeling.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the fishing I needed, and also chewed bones, but I just went and grinded those out.
Yeah,
so.
that's not that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my air quote main account. That is the account that I play the most. Is this
Your main
3
is an
sets
iron.
of air quotes group Iron Man. Then I have my old main Bunebapeosrs. You know what more is there to say? I played a main.
Back in the day.
Yep, that was how I started playing old school. Started back in like I think I started playing old school in like 2018, so not
Yeah,
like
around
when
when I
old
did,
school
2018.
released.
Yeah. What made you guys start playing the game? Was it mobile?
No, mobile wasn't even a thing yet. Mobile
Mobile
still
was a thing like
had-
about a year after we started, I think.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
mobile was 2018. I don't know. We started
that
whenever mobile came out.
was- Mobile was supposed to come out in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
Well, it was originally
Um,
winter 2017 because that's the winter
Oh.
2017 meme.
Gotcha.
That's where that comes from, is the mobile release.
Oh,
And
that's
then it got
funny.
delayed
Okay.
like then it got delayed like 100 times. So
Of course it did.
Yeah. So I got into it. I used to play like as a kid back in like 2000.
yeah, both of us used to
2007.
play, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. My twin brother got into it like as soon as it came out. And I wasn't too interested. Like I only played RuneScape for maybe a year and a half as a kid. So like
Mhm.
And also
I-
only in free to play.
yeah, also basically exclusively free to play. I think I maybe had like 2 or 3 months of membership.
If you had members, you were spoiled as a child.
Yeah, that was me, baby.
I paid for other memberships. I had a Club Penguin membership.
Oh
so
yeah,
that was
I
a
had
cool
Club
kid.
Penguin for a couple months. My parents got
I
it
never
for
had
me.
a Club Penguin
Gross.
membership.
Oh my god, Club Penguin was the best.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I don't know why I got into it, honestly.
Yeah.
I think
It's been difficult to pinpoint the reason for both of us. Both of us started
Yeah.
playing old school like basically at the same time.
hmm
Someone in our friend group, I don't know who it was, but one of us like saw that old school RuneScape was a thing, and we started playing.
I mean,
and
I
then
always knew
it
it was
kind
a
of
thing.
yeah. Well, I think
I think
that's
I
why I
was
say
the
it wasn't.
catalyst. I
it
think
was-
I
it might have been,
started
I don't know.
playing it just because I didn't know what to play at the time because I just quit playing Smite around
Yeah.
then, and I had a lot of free time and just didn't really know what to do. So
It's
Basically,
fun too.
yeah.
Somebody in the group started playing old school RuneScape. Might have been Spari, might have been someone else, and then old school RuneScape kind of became like the game of the week for a little bit in the friend group,
Yeah.
and then I got re-addicted, and here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you have a podcast on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have that
Crazy
epiphany
how it
every
works.
once in a while too. It's just like my sister told me that I had an app now, and I was like, I played this as a kid, and now I have a podcast on it. It
Yeah,
pulls you in.
I never thought that I'd be doing a podcast on RuneScape.
Yeah.
Like,
I never
If-
thought I'd be doing a podcast.
true. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I listen to so many podcasts. I was like, eventually I'm gonna have to start one.
I
Sure.
thought
Yeah.
I'd sooner be like a, weird content creator, like just YouTuber,
Mm.
like that just kind of didn't take the job very seriously like I do now.
Yeah.
You know. Like just
You are that a little
lazy,
bit though.
maybe make a videos sometimes. Yeah.
You got the best
Kind
of
of at
both
this
worlds.
point. Yeah, I get to do both.
Podcasts are for the working man. All right. You can't.
Sure, buddy.
You can't watch YouTube while you're at work.
True.
You can listen
I
to
mean, you
podcasts,
can,
though.
but you're watching videos that are,
Mostly
they
audio.
can be
Basically
they can
a
be
podcast.
digested audio only, and as
Yeah.
such have just become podcasts.
Yeah, in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have strong opinions for what qualifies as a podcast.
Oh, do we qualify as a podcast?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You have to be an audio primary medium that is available as an RSS feed and like doesn't have like a video component that's like necessary for the enjoyment of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
A lot of podcasts I listen to have like done the Spotify video stuff, and
oh, okay.
they like make the video component too important to listen.
Yeah. You need to
It's
make
like-
it available for people to only listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really annoying when they do that.
Yeah, I've kind of always felt the same way. Like, because I'll watch the majority of podcasts I see are on like YouTube. And every once in a while, they're like, oh, check this out. Like, like, I mean, Rogan used to do this a lot. And then
Yeah,
I
Before
would
it got
always
weird.
like casually think to myself, like, man, this must be like kind of an awful listening experience.
Yeah. That's why I think it's kind of important that the video component to our podcast was kind of like an afterthought,
hmm
because it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, hey, look at this thing, and then it shows something on the screen, and the audio listeners are just like, look at what?
Yeah,
What are you
I've
talking
done
about?
that a few times where I'll show something and I'll be like, if you're just listening, sorry.
yeah. The people that aren't familiar with our show might not know that the lore behind, like, I do all the editing and stuff, but like I don't really care that we're not on YouTube. I mean, I care a little bit now, just because it's great for discoverability, and I'm
yeah.
somewhat interested in that now that we've gained some following. But
He
like
thinks he can make it big. He's delusional.
I mean, I
Hey,
am
you never
delusional.
know. I'm pretty sure you guys have already surpassed us, so just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, we had Sebe on, and now my ego is just through the roof.
His
As
ego's
it
out of
should
control.
be. As it should be.
You know,
Mod
yeah.
Sween followed the Twitter account. His ego's too inflated now.
Okay,
I know.
flex. Let's
hey.
go. You're name dropping.
Yeah, Mod Sween followed, and I was just like, hello.
Every once in a while, Spari will just send me like, this person joined the Discord, or this
Aw.
person followed our Twitter account, because I don't really keep up with it.
Yeah.
I'm very out of it. So he'll just like send me this stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like freaking out. He's like, that's crazy.
I can understand
Yeah,
why you'd want to be on YouTube then.
Yeah, but yeah, so I did all the audio editing, and then Bird was like, oh, I can do video stuff, and I was like, sure. So I just sent it over to him, which is weird because like normally you do all that kind of in one step.
Yeah.
Um,
I started doing it together.
yeah. So that's
I've-
why it's like
I've always
that.
been interested in video editing. It
Mhm.
was something I wanted to do, and I did like the first 7 episodes or so, and I was like, this is, or I didn't even do the first 7 episodes. I did like the first 5. We had an editor do 2 of the other ones,
Oh, nice.
and the editor quickly realized the same thing that I did. Editing them just wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
I was very fond of the final product. I thought, what I did was cool, and like,
Mhm.
if you're the kind of person that leaves the podcast up on like the second monitor, and you can like look over and see like the little pictures that I put up for context for what we were talking about, it was nice. It was a good listening and sometimes watching experience.
Yeah.
But it just takes so much time to go through the entire episode and then find out what we're talking about, go grab an
Yeah.
image for it, go back to the video editing software, import the image, put it on there for the right period of time, have it disappear, and then I also have to do that for just the entire episode.
I've thought about
every
doing
week.
that and I could never. So
It's
kudos
as
to
someone
you
who
for
has
doing
done
it.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, and a
No.
lot of people aren't even going to be watching. They're just going to be listening.
Yeah, like that's the thing I came to realize. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
I really like the product I'm creating here, but for the amount of people that might be enjoying this to its fullest, I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, you just have to decide if it's worth it or not to put
Yeah.
in that time.
If I was getting paid to do that,
Yeah.
sure, it'd be worth it, right? I'd absolutely continue to do that because I don't hate it. It just takes so much time, and I feel like I can do something better with my time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
editing takes
Like
a
play
long
RuneScape.
time. Exactly. Could be getting XP right now.
No XP waste.
No XP waste.
Oh, I mean, I'm getting XP right now. I don't know about you guys.
No,
No.
I'm scared because my stream just kept quitting last night because I was playing like a sponsored game and RuneScape and it kept freezing. So I'm like scared to
Oh,
open up
no.
RuneLite while I do other stuff.
Rough.
Yeah,
know,
our
I live
internet is
here.
sad.
That is sad. I don't know what happened earlier. I like rarely have problems with my internet. I blame Discord, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trash
fair.
program.
yeah, I've always hated Discord.
Yeah, just always ever since 2015, just always hated it.
Always.
Back to TeamSpeak. Well, let's
Yeah.
go.
I will briefly talk about my last two accounts since Spar talked about
You have
all of
more
his
accounts.
accounts that are in
Okay.
existence. I have two other ones. I have BirdFactsR, which is the main, BirdFactsTM, which is my group iron. I have BirdFactsC, which was my first attempt into Iron Man. He is just an Iron Man that was free to play only because I didn't want to pay for membership on an account that I didn't know if I'd even enjoy.
Smart.
Fair.
So I did a free to play Iron Man for a little bit. I did all the free to play quests. I hunted beginner clues for a little bit. It was free to play, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of interesting, I guess. But I found it not particularly more enjoyable than on my main. So I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. So that account's in the dust. And then I don't even remember the name of the other account, but it was a similarly dumb idea to Spari's strength only account.
Dang, that's
I had
brutal that
a-
you just threw him under the bus like that.
I mean, because my idea was also dumb. I just did an account that could only get RuneCraft XP. It was dumb.
What? That's
Dang.
insane.
It did not make it very far because it's just boring. But it was fun to think
Mhm.
about like which content I could do and which I couldn't.
Oh my
And the end game
gosh.
for that account is using someone else's POH to teleport to the mind altar and make mind runes. That would probably be the
Nice.
God.
fastest method.
The
That
Because
most
account
fun.
would be impossible as an iron, right? 'Cause you
Yes,
have
that
a way
account
of
would be
getting-
impossible as an iron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, with Guardians of the Rift now. Oh no, you have to like mine it all. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's
Mining
not
and
just
crafting
crafting.
XP.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true. Didn't think about that.
Yeah, so that was just it
That's
was just a stupid
gross.
idea. I was at a period of time in my life when I wanted to have like 16 RuneScape accounts open at the same time, which
Yeah.
equated to only 4, but or I think only 3, but like I just kind of liked having a bunch of things to click on,
Mhm.
and then I quickly burned out of that phase. So
Yeah.
it was just a stupid little project.
It's nice for a couple days.
Yeah, and then I was like, all right, this is stupid.
I'm done here.
Damn.
It's kind of like, I mean, almost in the same thread. I'm just trying to segue in casually. I wanted to know, what do you guys think? I want to know what your thoughts are on the like AFK mining skilling stuff because they just got rid of the Guardians of the Rift AFK-ness. Like you could only do it
Yeah.
for
Good.
250. Okay, yeah, you can only do for like 250 shards now, and like it all kind
Yeah.
of snowballed after the Duke mining got nerfed. So
Yeah.
like, what do you guys think? Do you like these changes, like, or in shooting stars and stuff? Like, what are your thoughts?
I'll clarify on my saying good to
I know,
removing
sassy.
the Guardians of the Rift one. It was just stupid that you could do that in Guardians of the Rift.
Yeah. Yep.
It's kind
It's
of
a
weird.
tiny, tiny, tiny amount of XP that you'd get, per hour. It was just people just wanted to be able to click once and just forget about it. Literally, just
Yeah.
walk away from the game, do something else, which
Me doing
is
shooting
fine to
stars.
is fine to some extent, right? Like I think Shooting Stars strikes a pretty decent balance where you have to click on the game like once every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. I don't care. The mining XP at shooting stars is not great.
It's not.
So it's and the
30K an
reward of the
hour.
stardust, you can't do a ton with it. So like whatever, I don't care.
Mhm.
I think that we talked about this when we had Sebe on our podcast, but there should be like a metric of like the amount of effort you put into a skilling method, the amount of XP you get out of it, and the amount of material reward you get out of it. And you
Mhm.
kind of have to balance those three correctly. So if you have minimal effort input, you should have minimal XP and material reward. But if
Yeah.
you have a lot of effort, you can justify turning up the material and or XP reward.
And that's why
Yeah.
power mining gives you so much XP and reward. Power mining iron. It's
Exactly.
the best.
So
Yeah.
good, guys.
So
Don't you want all
good.
that iron?
Well,
It's
with
nice.
something like power mining or any tick manipulation method, you're mostly like dropping the material, so you're not actually getting any
Oh yeah, no.
materials out
It
of
all
it.
it
I-
sucks.
it was a joke, I think.
Yeah, no, I was just
Oh.
being. Yeah.
Oh.
I hate power
That's
mining.
why I said yeah, you get all that iron.
It's
Come on,
hard.
catch on to it, Spari.
It's
I'm
hard.
sorry.
It's okay. You can't see like my face, but I was just like making little faces.
I am one of the kings of sarcasm on this world, so I caught on to it immediately.
Good. I don't catch on to people's all the time, and I'm just like, why would you
No,
think
I'm not
that?
perfect either,
I'm also being a bad person, and I'm rune crafting right now, so I'm
Yeah, what a terrible
I'm partially
guess.
distracted.
Absolutely awful guest. I'm definitely not fishing carambons right now.
Now I feel kind of foolish because whenever I was power mining, I would just do it in the mining guild and then actually deposit all the iron.
Oh,
That's what I do.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's what I did on my
Like-
iron. I was all like,
Is that
I
right?
will
That's
probably
the
use
thing, right?
this.
On an Iron Man, right? Think of all those cannonballs.
Exactly.
what I'm
I'm all
thinking
like, I could use this for a lot of things.
That's money in the bank right there.
Oh yeah, no. For me,
But
I'm
as a
dropping
main,
that.
iron is worthless. Like fucking just get rid of that shit.
Yeah, it means nothing.
Totally
to me.
agree.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I think that something like I've been doing a lot of two-tick fishing recently.
Mhm.
And two-tick fishing, it has, I have to click every other game tick, so there's a pretty decent amount of effort in there. It's kind of mindless, but I have to interact with it a lot.
yeah.
So it justifies its high XP, and it does technically have a material reward because it is the best pet chance in the game for fishing.
Oh, I didn't know it was the best
So-
pet chance.
Mhm.
Best pet
Nice.
chance per hour, I guess. I don't think
Yeah.
it doesn't have like the best, initial rate.
Yeah,
but it is
but
the fastest way to get it.
technically, yes.
Yeah, it's like how seaweed is the best tangle root chance.
I was immediately thinking of seaweed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because you're rolling every like 40 minutes or 20 minutes or I don't know. I don't do
exactly.
farming. I hate that skill.
Okay, rude.
Yeah, that skill sucks.
Me with my 85 million farming.
Yeah,
So-
every time I open your stream, you're always doing a farm run, and I'm just like, how?
Everyone's just like, why are you still
How?
farming? Why don't you just get the pet? And you're like, you think I don't want the pet? Like, what do
Hey.
you mean? Why am I? That's why I'm here.
I'm up to a humble 16 million
God.
farming XP.
Are you going for pet?
No, I got the pet.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone.
I
has
gotta
that.
go.
Everyone
I got
has
the
that.
pet at like 8 mil.
Bruh, what?
I mean, who doesn't have
I
the
gotta
pet?
go.
Come on.
Just
No,
get it already.
Yeah, I have 99 on the main as well, and I did not get the farming pet on the main. I got lucky on the iron, so
Okay.
always lucky on the iron.
Probably
Just
why you
make an Iron Man
switched.
account is my advice to anybody that ever gets unlucky ever.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, just make an
Because-
account, say you hate it, and then don't care about it, and that'll get everything you want.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's honestly crazy. Like I have 99 runecraft on the main, I have 99 agility on the main, and I have 99 farming. No pet from any of those skills, which with the
Yikes.
amount of rarity that they are, you would kind of expect to probably not get any of them. Maybe one of them. Who
But
knows?
it feels like everyone has so many skilling pets.
Yeah, it's
Everyone.
ridiculous. This account is ridiculous. Iron Men are so spooned. I have Rift Guardian, Tangleroot, Abyssal Protector, Rock Golem, 2 Phoenixes, Calphite Princess, Pet Kraken. Irons are spooned.
Why
That's
do you
all I
have
have to
more
say.
pets than me? What is this?
I mean, I'm
yeah,
pretty
it's
decent on
ridiculous.
pets too. I don't think it's just necessarily I am.
Yeah, no, it's just it's
I have
Just
3
everyone but
Rockall.
me.
random number generation.
I did get the rock golem at least. I have that going for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my pet luck on the iron has been so much better. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, your pets on your main was pretty sad.
It was very sad. I had 3 young lifts and nothing else.
Oh,
Oh
so
my
you
God.
got a
I did
little
not-
family of wolves.
I did
Yeah,
not
wolves.
have an enhanced weapon seed, but I had 3 of
Oh,
the pet.
No pain.
at 600 corrupted gauntlet KC. And one of those
God.
pets came from regular gauntlet, so it was like 4 times as rare.
Jesus.
Yeah, and you
I
didn't
was
even notice that one
molding.
until much later.
Yeah.
That molded me. But then I hop on the fucking Iron Man and I get an enhanced weapon seed at 49 KC. Like, I just don't understand.
Spooned.
It doesn't make any
Lucky.
sense.
Balance as all things should be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Robert.
I guess I just got all the bad luck out of the way on the main account
Yeah.
so that I'd be more spooned on the Iron, you know?
I mean, you
big brain
needed more on the
strats.
iron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle loves telling people that I got the enhanced at 16 KC.
You got it at 14, and then you got a second one at 16.
Yeah.
Oh my
Damn!
God.
And then he got hacked not long after and lost all the gold.
Yeah.
No.
Sad.
It was a main though, so it didn't
That's why he
matter.
like kind of stopped playing the main. He
Hey,
just
it's-
lost
you got-
motivation.
You got the collection log, you got the story, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I just tell her the story for him. It's fine.
God, I'd be so upset if I got hacked on my main. I'm
Yeah.
I don't care
almost
at this
1
point.
bill bank, and I'm like, holy, I'm about to hit a big bank milestone.
I mean,
and-
yeah, it's
If
so
my
much
main gets
progress.
hacked, I'm just gonna be sad that I don't have extra GP to pay for events anymore.
True.
Speaking of I don't even know.
No, this is the great.
Just
I
got-
was like, I'm
this is
gonna
the
let's see
great
where the
segue.
segue goes.
Speaking of getting hacked, oh, this actually linked perfectly.
Okay, it does.
Oh,
I'll kind of explain it because I think Bird said that he doesn't know too well the story, but apparently a larger content
Oh yeah, I
creator,
didn't hear about this.
larger content creator admitted to not having multi-factor, and
They're not even primarily a RuneScape.
they're
stream.
not. They're from games like Diablo and Path of Exile,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah, ARPG streamer.
yeah, so they've been donated roughly like 4.8 to 5 billion GP worth of stuff. So they haven't
Yeah.
been playing the game that long and they already have 5 billion GP. So yeah, people just give him stuff. And he got his account hacked. But because he's not the biggest, but a bigger content creator, they actually somehow magically found all of his stuff and gave it all
Reinstated
back. What do you guys think about like what kind of is turning into like streamer privilege? You know, like anytime something bad happens,
mean,
they go to
s-
Reddit and like get their stuff back.
Yeah,
or
streamer
whatever.
privilege has kind of been like a thing
Mm-hmm.
for about as
Forever.
long as streaming has been popular.
Yeah.
Developers will always give favorable treatment to those in the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And,
because it
you know,
looks
maybe-
bad if
Yeah.
a streamer has a bad experience. Because if a regular player has a bad experience, it's just one person that might tell a few friends.
Yeah.
But if a streamer with thousands of viewers, gets hacked and loses all their stuff, well, now it's like bad PR that can spread.
Yeah, I think the guy had like lots of viewers. Like,
Yeah, I think he,
He averaged,
like
like, more than
over
RuneScape.
over 2,000, like 2,000 or 3,000
Yeah.
viewers, something like that.
RuneScape usually is at like 7,000, so that's
Yeah.
like insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a good amount.
I had to
Yeah, my-
understand why they did it, but it's still weird.
Yeah, my opinion on that particular instance is I hold that games with any sort of economy
Mhm.
should never reinstate players' items. Just
Yeah.
on principle.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous precedent to set because it is so easy to fake getting hacked, fake
Yeah.
losing a bunch of things worth a lot of money, and then just essentially create a duplication glitch.
Yeah.
There's a huge risk of social engineering there. And I think it's safer for the game at large to just take a stance of, I'm sorry, we can't reinstate your items.
Yeah, that was the main concern that I saw that was actually like legitimate is they just spawned 5 billion GP worth of stuff in the game
Yeah.
again.
I know they're worried about all these like gold sinks and stuff, but they just like
Mhm.
introduced
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's a bit weird to me. Like, I'm a bit of an asshole. We shouldn't.
like a drop in the bucket, but if you
Yeah.
spread it
Yes,
out,
certainly.
I'm a bit of an asshole. I don't like blaming the victim,
Mhm.
but I'm sorry, you didn't have 2FA on.
Dang.
Yeah.
2020.
That's
3.
baseline. I mean,
yeah.
You
should
could
have
you could
2FA.
feel bad for them, but also be like, you understand why it happened.
Yeah. And I think that this person should have gotten their account back. Obviously, like anybody
Yeah.
that gets their account hacked, they should have their account reinstated. I don't think they should have their bank reinstated. That is my opinion.
Yeah.
What about
that as you will.
in situations that's like Jagex fault that you lose something like with the farmers recently. They're
Yeah, they're
I know
fang.
you live under a rock bird, so
I did see this because this is group Iron Man related news, so everybody's always like,
Oh, you're a group Iron Man. You want to hear about this?
It's like, yeah, dude, I interact with group storage very frequently. Mhm.
yeah, so they lost their fang because of a bug with group storage, and they got it back thanks to Jagex giving it to them back. But they also got a duplicate fang due to them presumably fixing something with group storage. I'm not sure.
And therein lies my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
It gets fixed
So-
and now there's even more.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
problem with reinstating people's items because the game was broken is, once again, unless Jagex has a particular way at, checking some kind of log and seeing that that item was just removed from the video game,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really have any concrete evidence. Like
Yeah.
we live in a world where you can like fake videos at this point.
Yeah, because I think that was
Convincingly.
live, but probably
it was
there would
live,
be
but,
some
like,
way.
You could conspiracy theory it away that they did something
Yeah.
that like they private
Could be a
servered it or something,
recording
you
It's
know.
just it's hard
Yeah.
to prove that it actually
It's really
happened.
impossible to prove.
Yeah.
And as much as, I empathize with, people that lose their items to game bugs or hackers, the precedent that is being set, I think, is far more dangerous than people losing their items to bugs. As much as that sucks, it really
Yeah.
does suck. I remember one of my teammates, this isn't a bug thing, I lost my items because of hacking in Rocket League, which
Mm.
admittedly my Rocket League inventory was worth like $20, so it was not a big deal to me. But I used to play on an esports team back in college for Rocket League, and one of our teammates decided for some reason that he wanted to abuse his position and just like hack our accounts. So he did that thing where it's like, hey, we're gonna be in this tournament. Here's this link. And it had, it led you to what looked like a real tournament site, and it had you
Hmm.
log into your Steam on what looked like a real Steam page. And because I trusted this person, I didn't check twice. I didn't check the URL to see that it was probably like fake.steam.co or something instead of
Yeah.
actual, Steam, because I trusted this person. So he abused that position of trust to hack all of our accounts and take our items. And that
That's so
sucked.
messed
And
up.
I wanted my items back, obviously. I
Yeah.
never got them back because Rocket League takes the stance of if you get your stuff hacked, we'll give you your account back, but your items, they're gone. Sorry.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was like, that sucks, but I get it, I guess.
Yeah.
So, it was easier for me to swallow, like I said, because I had like a $20 inventory. It wasn't
It wasn't
much.
worth too much, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. So I imagine, if you lose your 5 billion GP bank on a main that you actively play, that would probably suck a lot more.
No, for sure. I think you're right though. I think I agree a lot with like the precedent thing because like honestly I think it'll really end up backfiring if anything because like if people just don't get their stuff back, they're like, all right, no hope, obviously we're just not getting our stuff back. But if they're like, actually, I mean, last week this dude got his stuff back, where's my stuff?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then it gets into that streamer treatment thing again. It's like, well, that
Mhm.
streamer got his 5 billion GP back. Why, as a normal person, can't get my 1
Yeah.
billion GP back? Come on,
There was
Jagex.
a Reddit post of someone they posted like their logs with the support,
Mhm.
and they were trying to get their stuff back, and the support replied, "Due to technical reasons, we can't give it back." And as soon
Unless
as
you're this
they
other dude.
yeah they started replying like, "Well, you did it for this guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine to say that," but then they started being like pretty rude to the support person.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be rude
Yeah.
to
The support
people.
person, like, they're not the ones that are actually making these
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
There's probably
I
someone
mean,
at
as
a
I-
far
work
as
home
the
job.
support person knows, they might not be involved with like returning the items to Darth microtransactions. So like
Yeah.
Darth Microchip.
that is his username. So like as far as that support person's aware, maybe they aren't aware that they had those items returned, and they still think that like there's limitations to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, true.
It's like, I mean, I used to work retail and they would just tell us, like, always say no to returns. And sometimes the managers would let people do stuff and then it gets awkward when they come back in. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that you have to take a very hard stance on the rules, otherwise
Yeah.
you start having these disparities.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think in the case of getting hacked, you shouldn't get your stuff back. In the case of something with like the farmers where there was a bug,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way Jagex doesn't have some sort of log that can like verify that. If they don't, then they
Yeah.
need to
Yeah,
improve their systems.
I would agree with that opinion. I would agree with the fact that as long as they have concrete evidence and some kind of log that proves that the game just like deleted the item by mistake, sure, yeah, reinstate the item. But there needs to be some kind of evidence that Jagex can 100% trust.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
And streams and videos and images cannot be trusted.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that. I also agree with, I think that if it's a bug, it should be allowed back. But then it's also like a little weird that they got their thing back anyway, because it's just like, how could, not like from the farmer's point of view, but like from Jagex's point of view, it's like, how could that happen? Like,
Yeah.
how did it get reinstated again?
I'm assuming they did something to like prevent that from happening in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and it put the items that were stuck in like a processing limbo or something
Yeah.
Yeah.
into the banks.
I feel bad that they like now everyone knows about that. It's just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have. I mean, I don't really care, but if I was them, I probably would have been like, "Oh, this is weird. I guess I'll just delete one." So
Yeah,
I
it's
would-
not like
good.
weird.
I would have just dropped one of the fangs to the main, you know? That's free
Yeah.
money.
No,
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're streamers. They would definitely probably get in trouble for that, isn't that? That'd be like a bug exploit, yeah?
Drop trading? No.
No.
No, if it's because you got
Well,
a dupe fang.
Yeah, because you got a
Oh,
duped
yeah.
fang.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess.
how are they going
Jagex
to prove
just-
that, you know?
Jagex just told them just to delete it, so they just dropped it in Tecton's room.
That
One
is
of
that
us
is the
died
ethical thing
recently.
to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree.
I cannot, as a singular human being, I cannot guarantee that all of my actions 100% of the time are ethical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. I'm sorry.
It's the right
Yeah.
thing to do, but probably not what a lot of people would do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plus, come on, it's a fang. It's like 30 mil.
Yeah.
Just-
I'll take that 30 mil.
You know, who's gonna care?
Couple bucks.
I'm literally emailing
Come
Jagex
on.
right now and telling on you.
All right, and then we can get into what's the last thing you want to talk about?
Oh, are you guys gonna play leagues?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Thoughts on leagues?
I
Well, this
Big
one.
leagues enjoyer.
yeah, I have a yearly tradition of burning out of the game, and I am not feeling the burnout this time.
Oh,
I'm gonna actually play leagues.
Oh,
huge.
I'm gonna take a break from maxing, and I'm gonna have some fun doing some PVM with the boys in leagues. It's gonna be a great time.
Oh, that's
I'm going
awesome.
crazy.
Are you guys?
Yeah.
Are either of you guys gonna go for like a higher rank trophies?
I want dragon.
I want dragon, but I know I'm not gonna get dragon. you
I'm
know?
going to get dragon.
Okay, we will follow up.
I have
For the
first
past
week
two
off,
leagues,
so-
for the past 2 leagues, I have gotten Rune Cup. During
Oh,
what was it? The last one, Shattered Relics.
yeah.
Mhm.
During Shattered Relics, I had Dragon Cup for multiple periods of time,
Oh my
but
god.
because of how long that league lasted, it was taken from me. So I'm upset.
Well,
I'm
I
glad
was
they changed it now.
I was gonna ask what you thought about the 1% rule, but
Yeah, I mean, I think normally the 1% rule is fine, but the
No.
problem is
It
that
encourages you to go way too hard.
Yeah,
but
if you're not no
the-
lifing it, you don't have a chance.
I'm not sure that I have that much of a problem with that
Oh?
though, because like it's a temporary game mode. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you're like I don't like it in Deadman mode because Deadman mode is a competitive event where people actually win money,
Yeah.
right? And so encouraging that no lifing behavior is probably not such a great thing there.
Mm-hmm.
The reward is just like
Cosmetic.
a digital trophy, and like last time they did like a couple of physical medals.
Oh
And like
yeah.
I don't even know if they did membership.
I want a
like-
medal.
It's like I'm fine with. I'm glad the 1% thing is gone. Right. I think
Mhm.
it's probably better overall. But I wasn't particularly upset about the 1%. The reason I was upset was because it was the 1% combined with the fact that they extended the league like 2 times. I think.
Yeah. Whenever it first got extended, we were so excited. I remember even tweeting like, "I wish leagues was forever," and then like 2 days later, I got burnt out and went back to my regular accounts.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It was too long. It got
It
too
was
long.
far too long. I played
Yeah.
it for the entire duration to
Oof.
varying degrees of intensity.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of it, I was pretty sick of it. And leagues shouldn't last 3 months.
That's actually so crazy that it lasted that long. Like literally a
Yeah,
quarter of the year.
it was far, far too long.
It's nuts.
Do you guys think
I
that
would-
they should have leagues once a year?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think once a year is fine.
I missed out on. Well, I didn't miss out on a league, but I missed there being a league.
Last year?
There wasn't one last year, and I
Yeah.
was sad.
Yeah.
And it makes me extra sad because now they're like, "Hey guys, we're just doing Trailblazer again." It's like, so you couldn't have done
Oh,
that last year?
My
Yeah, that's
God,
what we
what
were
are you? What are
saying.
okay? Everyone was saying like, oh, bring back Trailblazer, like blah blah blah. And they're like, okay, we're bringing back a league and Trailblazer. They're like, no, we meant like bring back Trailblazer last year. You guys don't even have a new one this year. Like, I feel like that was like we
Yeah.
were settling for that, but now they're like,
I
this is
was-
what you wanted.
I was very excited by Deadman Mode and like the rifts thing where like all the enemies would spawn.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's a crazy twist up. I wonder if they'll have something crazy that they're thinking for leagues.
Nope.
Nope, we're just doing Trailblazer again.
Yeah, that is the twist actually.
We're
As
doing it again.
someone that was burnt out of the game during Trailblazer 1, I'm excited.
I didn't
I
actually
mean-
play Trailblazer. I played for like a day, but also like if they brought back Shattered Relics and they're like 2.0, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah, it's I liked Trailblazer, and don't get me wrong, I'm excited to play it again,
hmm
but I can't help but be disappointed that they, after 2 years, did not come up with something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I was so
The-
confused because like leagues is such a big thing for them that like they
Yeah,
just wouldn't.
I'd
do
love
it?
to see the numbers. There's got to be a punch in membership every time leagues rolls around because I
Definitely.
know there's a significant group of people that only play during leagues.
Yeah. It seems like they just kind of like shot themselves in the foot with that one, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. But yeah, very excited for Trailblazer 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Is that what it's called?
Zaya being in the game is just ridiculous. There
It's
was
so
a reason
good.
Zaya was left out
Wait,
of the
really?
first Trailblazer.
All I want to do
Yeah.
is Chambers. Okay, why? Why?
So
why is this bad?
Zaya is so good because
It
there's
is so
so
good.
much
That's why I
stuff,
want
like-
it.
so much.
Like I'm not against having it, right? Chambers is my favorite raid. I've got such a nostalgia thing for it. It was my
Yeah.
first like big piece of content I did. Is it perfect? Absolutely not.
God
but-
no.
I just have a certain nostalgia for it. I love doing Chambers with the boys.
Mhm.
So I'm very excited to have it in the league. But
Mhm.
Zay is just so good. Like if you look at the community created map that shows like what you get from all of the region
Oh, yeah.
unlocks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zaya is stacked. There's just
Yeah.
so much
No,
stuff.
I don't think anyone's not going to choose Zaya as one of
Yeah,
their
it's
areas.
an instant pick. It's just so good.
Yeah. No, I could see that because you
That's
don't want
my
any
only problem with
area
it,
to
right?
be like an automatic pick. Like that just kind of makes it like less
Yeah.
exciting.
And I understand that it's difficult to balance that, right? Because
yeah.
the way you balance that is by basically either adjusting the boundaries of the regions, which probably would get kind of weird at some point because you'd be
Definitely.
like including like desert also includes the dig site for some reason, you know, like just some weird shit like that.
yeah.
That's like the only way to balance it beyond just adding content to the regions, which you cannot do instantly before Leagues comes out. So
Well, what would you think about if Corinne was just auto unlocked like Mistlin and Karamja, and then you get 3 more? Or would that be too good?
I
'Cause
feel
then you get too much.
when we had Jeparite on our podcast, he was
Mhm.
talking about he thought one of the changes they could have made to make this one more interesting is made it so that you did not start at Mistlin, and Mistlin became
Oh, yeah.
a selectable region.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
So it could have been interesting to make it so that they were like, okay, well Zaya is the most powerful one. Everybody's
Yeah.
going to start in Zaya. What if you just start in Zaya, and
No,
that's
I
just the
feel like
starting
that would
region,
be
and
kinda
then you
interesting.
also still get Karamja for free or something, and then you can pick 3 more.
Yeah. That would probably make it more fair because everyone's going to choose Zaya anyway now. Like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
surprised
It's
if
so
anyone
good.
doesn't choose
And
it.
the one problem I have with the idea of making like Zaya the auto selected one
Mhm.
is some people like to go against the grain and pick like the worst regions just to, you know,
Flex
maybe
on
get
everyone.
content out of it or just like flex on everybody else.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's maybe like a niche consideration to be like, well, you know, maybe somebody doesn't want Zaya at all. But at that
Yeah.
point, like, well, that sucks. The rules are the rules. You know, you start in Zaya. So,
Yeah, they'd probably be like in the minority.
yeah.
Oh, we see the picture you guys just sent
Yeah,
of all the
there it is.
content. My
I mean, look at Zaya.
God.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that there's a lot of stuff, it's that there is both a lot of stuff and a lot of it is really good.
Well, it's
a lot
like
of it is
Tebow,
best in
D-Claws,
slot.
Ancestral, all kinds of stuff. Like
Rigor
all
and
the, yeah, the
augury.
prayers.
DHL.
If you go as Garnia, you get or no, it's not as Garnia. Whatever you need for piety as well.
Yeah.
No, it is as Garnia. Kandarin as
No,
That's the
it's,
Garnia.
Falador, right?
Kandarin is piety. It's just Kandarin.
Oh wait, yeah,
Oh,
you didn't-
Kandarin is-
sorry, you didn't. Yeah, I don't know why
Oh.
I was thinking it was a scroll to get piety.
I thought
No, piety is just
was
the
not.
quest unlock.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
a
it was
quest
in Falador.
unlock.
Oh, yeah,
It's been
yeah.
a while. Okay.
It's been a really long time. No, for me too. I don't
You
even
just
remember
do,
this.
it's just the Knight's Quest.
Yeah, you just do
Oh,
the quest.
yeah.
Yeah. I started a new account somewhat recently for the group Iron Man, so some of
Yeah.
that's still somewhat fresh in the brain.
Oh my god, you get
Mhm.
thralls. Thralls are cracked.
Yeah,
too.
Thralls is crazy from Arceus Spellbook.
Yeah.
Brimstone Ring is nice.
I was gonna say that the
Mhm.
desert, now that DT2's out,
Desert's
is
also
kinda
cracked now.
stacked,
I'm
but,
definitely doing this.
but also you need to unlock the Fremnik Isles in order to actually get the rings, right?
Yeah, to get the rings, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know that the rings are really that worth
Just
it. The
where
I
rest
still
of the
don't
desert,
have the rings, and like I'm doing just fine.
yeah, the desert is still stacked without the rings. I think.
Yeah.
You've got
Just
the
use
entirety of the
Azure,
TOA
yeah.
drop table.
Mhm.
You get Virtus alongside Ancients. You get the ability to make darts. Lightbearer is just generally very good. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot. There's still a lot there.
Yeah. And Bones to Peach is the best of all.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the number one.
It's up there, baby. And the
Yeah.
magic book, that thing's so good.
I'm gonna go the 3 raid regions: Desert, Mauritania, and Karend.
I think that's what a lot of people are gonna do. I might do
Yeah.
that too. Honestly.
That was my original plan, but I've changed my plan.
Oh,
I have now decided that I will be doing, not in this order. I haven't decided on order yet. I'll think about that more later. I want Karend, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I want Desert and Asgarnia. I want, so in the first Trailblazer, there was the spec relic. I took in first Trailblazer, I think I took Tiranwin, Mauritania, and Asgarnia, I think. And
interesting.
so I did like a range build with like blowpipe and stuff, and it was it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But the spec relic was really interesting to me, where you could like every spec costed 20% regardless.
God,
I
that's
want
good.
to go beat out of Nex, and I want a ZCB, and I just want to shoot that thing like 5 times in a row with
God,
the
I
spec. I think
hate
that would just be
Nex.
so fun.
Oh. I saw a message from Mod Light, I think.
Mhm.
Or no, Mod Halo. Apparently Nex needed 2 regions for some reason.
Oh?
And now it doesn't. I
Really?
don't know why it needed 2 regions.
Huh, maybe
I don't remember where Nexus started. I mean, I thought it started in Misthalin actually.
Yeah,
like,
maybe you
it kinda
needed
gets
one
there.
for the quest and then one for the boss.
Mhm. That's
Isn't
Yeah.
weird.
Nex just a mini quest where you just have to kill all the bosses?
I have no. Yeah, I
You
think
might
so.
need to craft the
think-
key pieces together or something.
Don't you
You
have
just
to
use
do,
them on
like-
each other.
Isn't Next like
Uh,
kind of beginning in like the dig site and stuff? Like they find that Ultra Underground or something?
Yeah, I
Or
don't
is
know.
that something else? I don't. There's so much lore in this game. I can't keep
Yeah,
track of
I-
it.
yeah.
As far as my understanding went, last league, if you took Asgard, or no, Nex didn't come out until
Like last
Shattered
January,
Relics,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because Nex launched, I think, during Shattered Relics, or
Yeah, it
like
was
just
around
before
then.
it.
They were really close together.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was very, very close. So yeah, it wasn't in the first one, but yeah, I guess there might be something that I'm missing, but I could have sworn it was just Asgarnia. I don't know, but yeah, as long as it's accessible from just Asgarnia, I'm balling. I want full fortified Masori for the flex. It doesn't necessarily need to be a fortified, but it would just
Yeah.
be cool. The ZCB, the Pegasian boots, just full range, just throw 5 ZCB specs. I think that'd be so much fun.
This actually sounds
Just
like the
550
dream.
damage, just bang, bang, bang.
They should just add that to the main game.
Yeah, why don't they just make that name?
Honestly, that does sound cool though.
No, that
Yeah,
sounds fun.
that's my plan.
I would-
And then like maybe I'll get Tebow. That's fun, I guess. Whatever.
It's like whatever, just a Tebow.
It's just Tebow.
I guess I'll get the
That's-
T-Bone in the
not gonna be
shadow.
bad.
I
it's
could get full
fine.
ancestral and shadow. Like it's whatever.
I guess. As far as what were you planning on doing? Do you know?
You
I'm
got any
just doing-
particular plans
I-
for the
I-
3 raids?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the 3 raid regions. Get an Infernal Cape maybe. I think that'd be good practice.
Ooh. Wait, do you have
Uh,
one?
I do not. My
Okay.
my current account goals after maxing is to just start sending Inferno attempts
Yeah,
so I can not rock the max cheese cape.
but it's
My goal-
fashion.
My goal is to get an Infernal Cape on my iron before Sparry maxes.
Ooh.
Oh, have you been practicing?
I have
Speaking
achieved
of
Infernal
maxing,
Cape
that's
in
96
leagues.
Runecraft.
So no.
GZ. But yeah, no, I have not gotten Infernal Cape in regular game. I've made it to like wave 63 or something.
Oh, then you're
on a
fine.
Yeah, I've made it to that on. I did it on a beta world with
Mhm.
like gear and stats that are equivalent to what I'd be able to have
Oh,
because
great.
I didn't want to just like waste resources, and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna shop on a beta world, and get free shit.
Mhm.
Why not? So I have some experience, but the Zuck experience is only from leagues, and the rest of the experience is from beta worlds. So we'll see how applicable it is, but I'm pretty confident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got
I-
it.
I
My
believe.
big thing is I want to get the dex scroll before I go in.
That
that's a big
seems
one.
huge, yeah.
Well, as an iron, that'll only take 1,000 more KC.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to get that.
Yeah,
A lot of RNG.
a lot
Yeah.
of RNG.
I'm hoping we're doing bingo in the clan that Spar's in, and I'm hoping that I can convince the members of my team to just send thousands of chambers with me, just the whole
My
time
God.
until we finish the tile. But
Yeah.
if there is any chambers related tile, I wish to be a part of it at all times.
Yeah, whenever I'm doing bingos, any raid ones, I'm like, all right, let's send these first because I could just get everyone to do it.
Yeah,
It's the easiest. Well, maybe not RNG wise, but
it's easiest to
more
get
fun-
people to do.
yeah, it's
Everybody
more.
wants to do raids.
No one wants to do like God War Dungeon. You're like, let's all 5 go to Zammy. Everyone's like, I'm good.
I think there's some people that are interested in that, but it's not as common as people that want to raid.
Exactly.
Well, did you want to move on to questions or?
Did you guys have anything else to say about leaks?
No, not really.
No?
I'm
I'm
looking
hyped.
forward to it.
I'm ready.
Okay, then
I'm ready for a break.
I'm going for the Dragon Cup, baby.
hell yeah.
We want it.
With that, we'll move on to our Q&A then. So our first question is going to be from Wraith over on Discord. Wraith's one of our mods. He asked, what would you need to achieve to feel like you've completed the game? And for his answer, he said, this has changed a little bit. That he wrote this like in April. He wrote like an entire thing that we've been going through slowly. But if I told you my real answer, you'd think I'm insane. But I feel like my experience would shift into a new gear once I get my Infernal Cape. I can't play this game forever, and if I'm lucky, I'll have an hour each day for something pretty low-key. I won't go for a max cape because I don't enjoy the long grind, and I probably won't finish combat achievements. I can honestly walk away from OSRs forever once I beat the Inferno, and whatever time I spend after that would feel like an epilogue in my RuneScape journey. That's changed a little bit. I asked him on stream last night to DM me and say what's changed. So he now says still that, but once he's done with Inferno, Blood Torva, Masters, CAs, and hard mode theater, he still does not plan on maxing.
Yeah, what would you need to do to feel like you beat the game?
I respect the boundaries because
Mhm.
I have none. I would need every collection log completed. I would need to
Dude.
be 200 mil all skills. I would need to actually win the game.
Same. I
Mhm.
was like, only Inferno, and they said Blood Torva, and I was like, that you can finish this in like a year. What do you mean you're not gonna be playing this when you're like 80?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a very black-pilled approach to completing the game. I need to be done. There
Yeah.
is nothing that I can do.
Yeah,
I feel
the
that
beauty
too.
of RuneScape to me is that you realistically can't complete it.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think it's beatable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
It,
remember
it'll
his
beat
name,
you.
but someone just got
It definitely will.
1,400 collection logs.
God.
There's only 77 collection logs from completing it, but that's like an insane amount of time because it's almost all third age.
Yeah, I was like, the 7
Yeah.
7 is what's gonna take you like 100 times longer than all the other 1,400.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that someone was that high though. That's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
there's some
well.
crazy guys out there.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what about you, Robert? What would make you feel like you've completed? You've not been as into it lately.
It was funny because Bird mentioned the 200 mil, and I feel like for me, I don't really care about the combat achievements in the game.
I
mostly
want to
'cause
get my Zuck helm.
I kind
For
of don't
sure.
care about the combat in RuneScape.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of a
Weird
weird
take.
take, but I don't know. It's just never
Kinda
invigorated
based,
me.
honestly.
I've never really been interested in it. I don't know if it's because like I have experience with other games or like
Mhm.
what, but Like I think like 200 mil for me.
200 mil in every skill.
Yeah, like the 4.6 bill or whatever it is.
I mean, not to sound dramatic, but you said that, and I was like, that's not even that hard. Which obviously I know it's that hard, but like
Yeah.
compared to full
It's
collection
the-
log.
The thing with 200 mil all right is
Mhm.
it's not hard, but it is a massive time investment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
exactly.
I feel like it's something that I could like do even like later when I have more time to play the game, and also it's like I can't get any more XP. Like
Yeah.
for me, that'd be like, all right, cool. Like there's nothing more I could do.
200
But,
mil is
yeah.
actually not one of the things I'd want to feel like I was done because I feel like I just get
Admittedly,
annoyed.
Yeah, admittedly, I wouldn't want to do it, but
Mhm.
No.
this is the theoretical of how what I would need to feel like I've completed
Yeah,
the game.
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
exactly.
I'll
Sure.
probably
And so-
never do it.
Yeah, I would need to do everything to feel like I'm done because, like Spari said, I kind of like the fact that I'll never be done.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
always something to chase in RuneScape. I feel like that's why people like it so much. And what makes it so addictive is like there's always something to do.
Yeah, my post-max plans is just to go get my Infernal Cape and then just go clog. Because I like
Clogging out of his
clogging.
mind.
Yeah, I like doing clues and bossing. And I
Mhm.
haven't been able to really do that for 6 months. So
That's
like-
whenever people are going for the max grind, they're just like, can't wait to be done so I can boss. And I'm like, my God, you make it sound sad.
it is
Yeah,
sad.
it's one of those things, you know. This is another thing we were talking about with Save. It's like it sucks that skilling is just boring in comparison to PVM.
Exactly.
It'd be cool if they could make it not boring and instead fun.
If Volcano
Maybe-
actually gave you XP.
Yeah. He was actually talking about that with King Condor. I was listening to that podcast this morning,
Yeah.
and they were talking about like, Volcano should actually maybe give some good XP.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
it
considered a
should.
skilling boss, and you get like
Yeah.
next to nothing from it. I think I've leveled up
Mhm.
once there in like 900 KC.
It's
Yeah,
like
it-
15k an hour or something terrible.
It kind of
It's
ties
Yeah.
back to the the graph of effort XP reward,
Yeah.
and I guess they're justifying high effort with decently high reward.
hmm
But with the amount of effort that's put in, I don't see why we can't also crank the XP meter up a little bit more.
I feel like that should
Yeah.
be part of the reward.
Yeah,
It should be like XP and also things.
It
Yeah.
should be at least as good as stars. if
Totally.
not
I'd agree.
better.
Yeah, maybe
think
like
it should be
30k,
better
40k an
even.
hour,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
for
even
sure.
50k.
And then
I'd
it
be fine with
would, yeah, and then everyone would actually be interested in going because I love Volcano, but
Mhm.
some people like haven't even
Yeah, I think
tried
it's pretty
it.
fun.
It's so much fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, because I
I
mean,
need to
even
go
at,
so I can get a crystal pick.
even at
Yeah.
50k, it's still pretty low for a mini game.
Yeah.
15?
Yeah.
50.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
if it was hypothetically at 50k.
Yeah.
Compared to like Winter Tot.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
well,
Winter
that's-
Todd's such a bad
Busted.
comparison.
Literally the most
A better
steroided
comparison
mini
is something
game.
like Temperos, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
more
yeah.
fair. We have our next question from Discord that I don't have pulled up.
Okay.
Okay. This one is from Harger over on Discord. So Harger said, the Explorer backpack is just cosmetic. What if it allowed a player to enlarge their inventory? Instead of 20 inventory slots, you could have maybe 32, 36, or 40. It only makes sense. I mean, it's a backpack. Also, it isn't overpowered because it takes the cape slot, and thus you sacrifice the ability to wear a cape if you want the backpack. I should add, there are other backpacks and bags in the game that add no inventory slots. Thoughts on enlarging your inventory with your backpack?
How mean can I be?
Mildly.
I
Harger's a
will start.
homie.
I'll start off being a little bit fair, right?
Okay.
We're starting in some ways to see this a little bit with the fish barrel, the
Yep.
log
Yeah.
basket. We are starting to see this to some extent
Mhm.
Yeah, with
Um,
skilling.
with skilling, and I think that's probably the only extent that we'll see this to.
Yeah.
Enlarging your inventory is crazy, right? If
Mhm.
you're forced to wear it, it's like, okay, cool. You have to wear it to expand your inventory. But if I take it off, are those items still in there? At which
Yeah.
case, I can just swap between it all the time and just have my inventory expanded for essentially no cost.
Yeah, I'd have to
Yeah.
assume that you would have to be wearing it all times because otherwise it's just like, it's already pretty busted, but that would be like too much.
Yeah, because the relevant to previous conversation, Trailblazer League, one of the tiers of relics that you could pick ended up only having 2 because the third option was too buggy before launch, and they decided to take it away, which was second inventory. It doubled the size of your inventory.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
So
Dang.
it would have been an interesting case study to see how powerful that would have been
Yeah.
to expand your inventory size. Because, I think if you had an additional 4 slots, it probably wouldn't be that crazy, but it would
Mhm.
definitely still be powerful. Um,
I mean, that can
so
make
I-
all the difference.
yeah, it can make the difference, right?
Yeah.
That can be an entire 3 more brews and a restore. Like that's an insane amount more time of surviving at a lot of activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What if
I don't know.
And the thing is, the backpack slot items aren't even that good. A fire cape only gives you 1 max hit.
Yeah, and Infernal is 2.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Like I would
You're not
give up.
sacrificing a ton.
I would give
and
up
if
my
you're-
fire cape for 4 more inventory slots every day of the week. That's
Yeah,
that's
because
extra
like
switches.
yeah, I was about to
that's
say,
extra
if you think about it in
screws,
terms of like extra switches,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're still increasing your DPS theoretically if you're
Mhm.
able to switch more pieces of your gear, but forgo the backpack slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't bring like boot or helm slot switches just because I don't have enough inventory slots when I'm doing a TOA.
Yeah. So
Boot
if-
swap
with
is a
this,
joke,
you
though, so-
would
That's true.
be able to.
But it's less of a joke if you have 4 or more
That's true.
extra inventory slots.
But I
Yeah.
think something like a helm switch, or like even if it's a piece of content where you like somewhat frequently use ancients, you
Mhm.
could just like bring full Virtus for no reason. Why not?
Yeah.
You have extra inventory slots.
Yeah.
now.
There's no
Yeah,
reason
this
not
is
to.
very powerful. It would completely change the meta everywhere. You just bring the backpack.
It'd be cool, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think it'd be very, very powerful.
Yeah. I don't think I'd like it. It's too much. Just too much.
What if all it did was give you 1 extra slot?
1 extra slot.
1 extra. They're all like, this is your
Um,
backpack, and it is not very big.
It's like a purse.
Probably not.
I
That
feel like
probably
it could
would
be a
fine.
slippery slope. Like I feel like they would end up adding more to it.
Yeah, but
You know
if
what could be cool?
if we took it in a vacuum, I think that would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fine, but in my opinion, players would find it janky and be like, "Why are we just getting one more
Yeah.
inventory
True.
slot? What's the point?"
It would just feel dumb.
Yeah.
I think once you get to 3 or more slots, though, then it starts becoming like too good.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
agree.
a really fine line there.
Yeah. I like
It's
this
something that-
stuff we have now.
It's something that's interesting, but probably not worth investigating.
I
Mhm.
agree with that. Yeah.
At 40 total slots, though, it's absolutely insane.
No, that's
Correct.
too much. Too much.
It'd be very, very good. Yeah, I don't know. The Explorer backpack, it comes from Clues, right? I think it's a Clue scroll drop.
Yeah, there's other things too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of backpacks and bags in the game that are just
Mhm.
cosmetic. Maybe they could have some kind of function similar to the log sacks and the fish barrels.
hmm
Well, I mean,
Where
there's
they-
the lunchbox that can hold like
Yeah.
sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
I think that if we're going to expand our inventory, we have to be very careful about what we're allowed to put in those inventory
Mhm.
slots
Yeah.
and where we're allowed to withdraw them.
They've
I
been
li- I
very
like the
careful not
niche
to give you
ones.
like food or other things that you can like use in
Mhm.
PVM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the fish barrel and stuff. I feel like those work and it's all relevant, and you can't use that unless you're
Mhm.
skilling.
They're all skilling upgrades. you know?
Yeah. If once it starts like
And
treading
something-
into PVM or PvP, then it's a little different.
Something
Yeah.
like the plank sack sees mostly use in construction, but sees niche use in like Hallowed Sepulchre because you need to build the
Oh,
bridges
yeah.
there,
I didn't think
Yeah,
and
about
I
that.
it
used it
withdraws them
there.
directly from the plank sack. So you see them used here and there, which is cool, but they're not game changing by any means.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Would you use the fish barrel if you could reach into it and put cooked fish in there?
I don't think it'd be
Oh,
allowed in the
absolutely.
game.
It would be so
You
good.
just like bring like 28 extra,
I-
but it could only be like low level fish like trout and stuff.
I mean, that's still 28 trout.
Imagine doing like any sort of deep wilderness content. You now
Oh my
have-
god! And they just keep grabbing into a barrel over and over
It's just
again.
30
Or like you're
fish.
doing, God forbid, if you're doing God Wars dungeon, you just extended your trip by a bunch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would use it for sure, but I don't think it'd be good.
I think they should add it and just like you can only do like eat shrimp.
I still want a shrimp.
just like as a meme, you're just like over there.
That's
like,
kind of like
The shrimp basket.
the shrimp
Yeah.
basket. It's like the gold thing that they added from the
Does shrimp only heal
crack the
one?
clue. It
I
cracked.
believe shrimp
no,
heals
it's
3, anchovies heal 1.
3. Okay.
Anchovies
at-
only heal one.
Yes, I'm
That's a
fairly
scam.
confident. I
Or
might
then
be
it's just the
talking out of my
anchovies.
ass, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's anchovies heal 1.
That's ridiculous.
Checking, verifying, go in the wiki. What do we
Yes,
got?
yes. Confirm. We've been
healing
told
1
that
hit
we
point
lie.
when eaten.
That is lame. Anyway,
Yikes.
the next question is from Matt over on Discord. Should a mega powerful new ring called the Ring of Invisibility be added to the game? Inspired by the Lord of the Rings, the ring will make your player fully invisible to all other players and NPCs. However, it will harm you substantially when equipped. This ring would require a high level of hit points to equip, making it one of the few hit point requirements in the game. Thoughts on Ring of Invisibility? I think it'd be hilarious. But
This one is
in a
certainly
way,
interesting.
yeah. I think it'd be funny to prank people and just like pull up in the wilderness and be like, what's up?
Mhm.
But I know that would not be good.
Yeah, the question would be, what kind of content can you do with this ring equipped? Can I
Yeah.
go and like kill things with this on? And
I imagine since it's a Lord of the Rings inspired thing, you essentially enter like a shadow realm where you're
Yeah.
incapable of
Okay, so you
harming
enter
things.
the-
Yeah.
That is my assumption.
But if
Yeah.
someone just pops up next to you in the wilderness, like, hey, and they weren't there a second ago, like, that's horrifying.
I think it'd be like really powerful for like getting out of things, but
Yeah,
Oh.
if you could equip that while you're getting PK'd, like
yeah.
And they're
That's
like,
good.
where'd they go?
the question is though, like to balance it, are we assuming how often are we assuming you're taking damage? Are we assuming like 1 damage per game
I-
tick or
They said substantial.
Because it wasn't descript enough, I was thinking it like I'm just imagining it drops you to like 1 health.
Oh my god, that is
Oh,
very
just immediately?
substantial.
Yeah, like you equip it
Interesting.
and they're like, all right, you know what you're doing, we know what you're doing, you have 1 health, but you're invisible.
So if you get attacked by any,
I feel like that's
frequent-
too strong because that doesn't give you a time limit, right? You can just drop to 1 health and be invisible for as
True.
long as you want.
I was thinking of like
True.
one of those poisons where it keeps hitting you like in larger increments, where it'd be like hits you for 9
like
and then
venom.
12. God, I hate when that happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Venom.
then you'll have like a few seconds.
Thematically it makes sense
Yeah.
because you're like losing your sanity kind of.
Yeah,
Kinda
kind of
like-
like at
Yeah,
Whisper.
My immediate assumption was like 1 damage per game tick. So it's not like a ton, but you can only stay in there for a maximum of 99 game ticks.
I
Yeah.
feel like that would
And I
even
assume you
be too
can't
much.
heal while you're in it, but maybe you can. I don't know.
Yeah, we're just making up our own rules
Yeah.
here. We're gonna say
Yeah.
you can't.
How fast can Frodo eat a shark?
How fast you a shark?
How fast can you eat his potatoes?
Exactly.
if another player equips a ring, can they also like start attacking you if you're like?
Ooh.
Oh, that
Oh.
is the shamanism.
Oh my god, that is
now we're entering
shamanism.
the shamanism realm. That could be kind of interesting though. Like
That
if
would
you
be
I was
cool.
thinking
That
if you
would
take
be-
damage per game tick, so you like you're like trying to use it as an escape, but then the
Mhm.
PK is like, well, I don't care. I can take damage per game tick, and then they start attacking you in the shadow room. They don't care. Like I don't know. It could be kind of interesting.
I think
Yeah.
that'd make for great content.
Like I think the only bad thing is it would like take people out of the game world and then like obviously put them in like the alternate realm. But I
Yeah.
think the idea is cool.
There would be a lot of places that it would probably be very powerful. For example, this
Mhm.
makes skull skipping basically free.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You just equip this right as the skulls are about to explode, and you don't even have to think about it. Like the timing is much more forgiving now because you could
Mhm.
equip it like a few game ticks before, and you'd only take like a couple damage, and you'd just call it a day. So for something like that, it would be very strong. I don't
Aqua
know.
Orb phase, you just equip it
Yeah.
and run straight to the boss, unequip it, start attacking.
Yeah, you'd start bringing a ring swap. Like
Mhm.
Yeah. I was
It could
thinking
be
more
very, very
It
good.
wilderness.
depends on how it works. Like you could make it so they said originally just NPCs and players can't see you, so maybe like
Yeah.
environmental stuff still affects you.
Yeah. I feel like it would have to, otherwise like it would just be too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just use it for anything that's about to kill you
Yeah.
and be like, psych, I'm going into this little shadow realm.
hmm
you could also make it so that it just makes you invisible, so that creatures can't target you anymore, but any attacks that are still
Yeah,
have
like
like already been
AoE
shot at you will
skills.
still hit you.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And like obviously you can still get hit by AoEs and stuff. So there's a lot of different ways to implement it that could be
It's-
interesting.
Invisible, not invincible.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
That'd
that's
be
true.
cool.
I was thinking it more invincible because from my understanding, the way that the ring works in the Lord of the Rings is you
It's
go
like
into
the
like a
ethereal
different
plane.
yeah, it's like the
Mhm.
ethereal plane
D&D.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So
Sorry,
Except
we're
for-
big nerds.
Except for if you really want to nerd out, I'm pretty sure the Nazgul have swords that can kill people in the shadow
yeah,
realm.
exactly.
Nerd.
So because they stab him in
Yeah.
the whatever realm it is.
That's gonna be the new
Um,
PvP weapon that's gonna drop.
Yeah. Shadow
you
dagger.
can get the shadow cursed blade to
Oh,
be able to attack
God.
people in the shadow realm.
Classic.
We have some more questions. These ones are in real life questions, though.
Okay.
So, first, Harger asking a very important question, honestly. Why aren't capes popular nowadays? Call me weird, but I think capes would be a cool fashion accessory.
I agree.
They're not
Honestly?
practical.
They aren't practical though.
But is fashion
what's
ever
the-
practical?
What's the character from Invincible?
Oh,
Edna.
Or-
Oh yeah.
Edna.
Yeah, not Invincible, but yeah,
mode.
Edna. Because I used to be in marching band. I was a
Mhm.
drum major for our high school's marching band, and a lot of other marching bands, part of their uniform is a cape.
Oh,
And whenever anyone in the band would ask about why don't we have capes, our band instructor's response was always, no capes. The Edna response.
yeah.
And for a while he was getting bugged about it all the time. So he printed out a picture of her with a caption that said no capes and just put
Aw.
it on his door. It was so funny.
I feel like that's fashion, though. Like, that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, yeah.
So, I think the problem with capes is you have to be a fairly attractive person to pull off a cape. Otherwise, you just look like
You do look weird.
You're like, oh, are you LARPing here
Okay,
in this
no, no.
mall?
In my
Yeah,
theoretical, everyone wears them. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you just saw someone wearing a
In,
hoodie,
in the
you know?
theoretical where it is socially acceptable to wear a
Yeah,
cape,
you
right,
won't
and
just
it's not
see
weird.
someone and they're like, wow, what a dweeb, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like people like will wear like kind of capes as like a fashion thing as like but it's not like nerdy capes,
It's
you know?
it's generally like a high fashion thing as far
Yeah,
as my understanding
exactly.
goes.
So
Yeah,
I'm fine with
I-
incorporating that.
Last year when I went to PAX, there was a booth of like a fashion company selling capes, and
Aw.
I'm gonna be honest, it all looked like very nerdy. Like I would not want to wear that.
You know what you're gonna call that nerdy when you're on our old school RuneScape podcast right now.
Okay, like the kind of nerdy that gets like swirlies in the mid
That's the
30s.
ones that are
Oh
bowling.
no.
Yeah.
No, I can see that. I think it depends on how they look. Like the high fashion ones like look kind of cool, but if it's like a RuneScape cape, it's like
Yeah.
I can't imagine it
I-
looking normal.
I would wear an untrimmed rune crafting cape in real life every single day.
Just for the flex.
I don't care if nobody, recognizes what it is. I am the kind of person that is unashamedly a nerd. I care so little about what other people think about me.
That's good.
So, my big thing on both of my accounts that I have actually played for a decent amount of time is that I have untrimmed runecraft cape on both of them.
Wow.
So it's a little piece of my identity. It was the
Yeah.
first 99 I got as a kid. So it means something to me for basically no reason. The skill kind of sucks, I'll be honest, but I just like it for no reason.
Yeah.
Is that the one you
I'd
wear in
wear it.
real life?
I'd wear it in real life. I'd do it.
Okay.
It'd be fun.
Would you wear a cape?
'Cause
in
I'll-
real life?
No.
I'll out myself, sometimes I'll like wrap a blanket around myself in my room and like stand up and pretend like I have a cape on. It feels cool. I don't care.
I'll wrap it around and like walk around like with it flowing behind me because it's
Yeah.
really fun during winter.
I feel cool. I don't care. I'll
Yeah.
do it.
No.
If I had a cape that I thought looked actually like sick, I'd wear it. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, you know what Michelle does is
Don't tell the babushka.
she wraps a blanket around her face so she looks like an old grandma, and she calls herself babushka while walking around the house.
I love
It's different from a
Great.
cape. It's not even relevant.
it.
Our last in real life question is from Matt over on Instagram again. What is your favorite accessory for usefulness? So examples would be a smartwatch, heated clothing, grip gloves, etc. Mine is heated gloves. I have a terrible hand condition called Raynaud's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, where my hands immediately become unusable after about 5 minutes of the winter cold in Austria.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I can either wear 4 pairs of gloves on each hand or wear heated gloves. I bought some for 200 euros and it was the best 200 euros I ever spent.
Yeah, that sounds like a big convenience factor. Wearing 4
yeah.
pairs of gloves sounds
that
terrible.
sounds, yeah, $200 worth.
What
I'm just imagining also like trying to play games like RuneScape and stuff when
Oh,
your
yeah.
hands, that sounds awful.
the fuck?
Yeah,
Brief
what's your-
side tangent.
Yeah?
I just looked over to my screen. I just got the Heron
Oh, hey, congrats.
What?
Oh,
at
GZ.
5.4 million XP. So the pet spooning continues.
Bruh. Why did I also
Easy.
gasp like I'm the one who just got the pet? Oh my god, GZ.
I looked over and that's why I just went, what the
Oh my god, congrats. Wow, you were literally
That's
just
your
saying that.
First one?
Yeah, that is the first heron, and
Hey, congrats.
I was
Oh
literally
my
just talking
God.
about how I was two-tick fishing and how that's like the best method of getting the
That's
pet, and here I am just
hilarious.
doing
Yeah.
fucking carambons and I get it.
I've heard it's the most pets per hour.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy, man.
Are you gonna keep doing that method now that you got the pet?
Absolutely, it's the best XP in the game, and I just want to fucking full send a 91 right now. So
Fair. Well, geez, on the pets.
Yeah,
yeah.
congrats.
That's so
Second
funny.
bird pet on the account. Let's go.
Oh my God, huge.
I can't wait to ask you what you did last week on our next recording and pretend to be surprised.
You're like, whoa, I never
Whoa,
would
you
have
got
guessed.
Oh my God.
Honestly, it'll be content to fake your reaction. It'll be great.
More likely, I'm gonna have to remind you that you got the pet last week.
Yeah, I usually
You don't even
forget
care?
everything. No, I
No,
like
he
the
just-
heron pet a lot.
He
Okay.
just always forgets about his achievements.
Yeah,
and I'm
there's
like,
there's stuff that I'll like completely forget about when
Oh,
we
I have
do
a
the segment
planner
of like
and I write it down.
I
and I
used
look
to
at my
write all this
list.
stuff down. I have a document called podcast discussion
Hey,
something or other, and I used to write stuff down on that.
nice.
When we did the Sebe episode, I like watched a couple of videos of his and like took somewhat detailed notes so that we could have like some discussion topics from him.
Oh,
So I use it sometimes,
yeah.
but I don't write down my achievements as much anymore because I'll usually just like open my collection log screenshots from RuneLight and be like,
Yeah.
I did this, I
That
guess.
works.
I put all my notes in the notes section on RuneLight.
Oh, I need to start utilizing that. Honestly, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
I used to
used
put notes for things I was flipping whenever I did.
Oh yeah, I used to be a big flipper. That sounds weird.
I need to be a flipper.
Is it like
didn't.
That's
much?
what they call us Club Penguin fans.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
That was where my mind immediately went when I heard flipper. I started thinking of penguins, not Club Penguin, but just penguins in
Just
general.
penguins.
God, Club Penguin is so good. It needs to make a comeback like RuneScape did. Old school Club Penguin.
I think it could honestly.
There's a fan server that you can play on.
Hey, well, we're starting a new
a
podcast called
Club
Bub
Penguin
Penguin.
Reloaded.
I'd have a bonus Guthix Rest episode about Club Penguin if it came back.
Hell yeah. Okay, we all need to go start playing this fan made version now.
Alright, hell yeah.
Oh, but favorite
Yeah,
accessory for
anyways, the
usefulness.
Yeah,
Sorry for
favorite
derailing.
accessory.
Yeah, how dare you get a pet?
Yeah.
My bad.
Mine's easy because it's definitely gonna be my watch.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Smartwatch.
Yeah. It
You
tracks my
actually use it a lot.
yeah, it tracks my steps, which is cool, and I use it for whenever I work out, which is cool too.
He uses it all the time too. We're just sitting on the couch and he'll go to like look at what time it is anytime instead of looking at his phone. So much that he'll just like look at his wrist like randomly and there's nothing there. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a habit.
It's second nature now.
What's yours?
Mine is a backpack.
Oh.
If you have a good backpack and you're like out and about in the city, you
Good,
can
actually.
bring extra stuff with you, or if you go shopping, you can put stuff in the bag and you don't have to carry it with your hands.
Do people ever think that you're stealing?
It's pretty common
Yeah.
around where we live. That, well, stealing and also people wearing backpacks.
Yeah.
I also work in the food service industry, and like half of my coworkers bring like a backpack into work, so it's like
We used to at our old job. We used to work like manufacturing. We both brought backpacks every
Mhm.
day for like no reason. It was very unnecessary. I'd literally put my purse in my backpack. I would take a backpack.
yeah, I bring like my my travel mug for coffee and
Oh, nice.
a second pair of shoes if I want to swap out my work shoes for
Oh.
running shoes, or
That's
Yeah.
actually a very good
I'll
idea.
put my sweatshirt in there as well.
I definitely think good backpacks are underappreciated.
Yeah.
I need to actually buy a new backpack. My one I have right now is like a military bag my friend gave me after he got out of boot camp. And
Mhm.
it's kind of falling apart now. I've had it for a long time.
Military surplus. They have plenty, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
True, actually.
I think I'm just gonna go for like a more traditional backpack. Something that's, I mean, the military backpack is good, but something that can hold like a laptop or something in it as well.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
They have like
Yeah,
bags with rooms for laptops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have when I was in college, I went to school for game development, so obviously
that's
I needed
dope.
to bring I had to bring a laptop around because our whole job is to work on computers. So I have a nice laptop bag that I got, and I really like it, but I find myself never using it because I'll be honest, I don't like bringing a backpack around anymore. I go to
Mhm.
too many places where I'm like, I feel awkward like trying to find somewhere to put it. I'm always like trying to watch it. I don't want anyone to take it or take
Oh, it
something
just
from
sits
it.
on
Yeah.
my back.
Yeah, I don't like wearing my backpack if I'm like sitting down somewhere. I got tired of having to manage it.
Mhm.
Um, so I've been trying to toy with the idea of maybe having something smaller. But
Do like a
there's the
satchel.
yeah, I actually have an old satchel that I used to wear,
Hey.
but I ran into the same problem. I was like, this is nice that it's smaller, but then I run into the problem of like, well, I carry a water bottle most of the time, so I need
Mhm.
to find one that has like a water bottle attachment on it, which that one didn't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my water bottle is like just like in there. So I don't know. I got really frustrated by having a bag. So right now I'm in the stage of just I've given up and I just put my stuff in my pockets and I never get anything.
Damn, yeah. It's hard to find a good bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's also like a very personal taste thing, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I want something smaller. Spari doesn't care about having a fairly large backpack because
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
I
Very
want to
personal
put
preference.
a bunch of bullshit in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
everything.
I
in
want
an
to buy the
ideal world,
LPT
I would
backpack.
have a bag of holding from D&D that is small that has
Ooh.
a ton of space in it that is
Yeah.
way more than should exist.
Yeah.
I want something small that has a lot of space, which just is not possible in the real world.
And
Yeah.
then
It's not just like Doctor Who. You're like, it's bigger on the inside.
and
Yeah,
then for
great.
self-defense, you just put your other bag of holding in your bag of holding.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then everybody dies.
Yeah.
It's great.
And
fine.
it's all good.
What was your accessory? Or wait, you said backpack? You didn't answer,
Mine
right?
was a backpack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
his is backpack. For me, like I said, I don't like carry anything anymore because I gave up. Um, basically,
Just
whenever
your
I walk
phone,
out of the
then?
home, yeah, when I walk out the house, it's just the check of the pockets, phone, wallet, keys. Do I got it? All right, cool. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I do that too.
Um,
I say it out loud to help me.
Yeah, that was a habit I picked up when I went to New York. I started checking phone, wallet, keys after I like went anywhere because New York's kind of famous for pickpockets and tourism and shit.
Yeah.
So,
Whenever we went to Europe, I was like, I have a backpack
yeah,
that I wear
it was
normally.
the same thing in Europe.
Yeah, I had like a bag on my side and I put it inside of my jacket because I was just
Yeah.
like so scared.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess kind of just my phone for me. I've kind of toyed with wearing a watch in the past. It wasn't
Mhm.
really for me. I didn't really get into it. I've liked the idea of a smartwatch, but it feels like one of those things that I'd buy and I wouldn't get a lot of use out of. I wouldn't use it to its fullest extent.
I feel
So
the
it'd be
same
kind
way.
of a
Yeah.
waste. I don't know. I guess
think
just
that
my phone,
works.
honestly. I'm
Yeah,
boring.
phone definitely
No,
works.
I was gonna say phone too. Now I feel like I have to think of something different.
Nope, too
I
bad.
mean, you know,
It's like it's so
phones are
good.
good.
They
Phones are
have-
powerful.
They have games. You could call people. You could text people. You could take
I
pictures.
can play old school RuneScape whenever I want.
Exactly.
It's
Phones
awesome.
they're number one. And it's if that doesn't count as usefulness, the calling people. What if I'm getting
I've wanted
murdered and I want to call
the-
someone?
Yeah, having a computer in your pocket is awesome. And
Yeah.
I've wanted to get either a foldable or there's like the folds and the flips. I don't know which one I want.
Mhm.
I kind of been interested in the folding phones because you get more screen real estate.
They
Yeah,
do
look
better
cool.
for mobile RS.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. I've been kind of interested in that, but I'm the kind of guy I run a 1070 in my PC. I've been running it for like 5 years.
Forever. Yeah.
I don't upgrade my technology unless it breaks.
Yeah.
So
Someday, whenever your current phone breaks, you could upgrade to this. the
yeah,
folding
maybe
one.
there'll
Yeah.
be some really good foldables by then.
Yeah, there'll
so,
probably be some crazy
Yeah,
holograms.
it's just like origami.
Yeah,
just
like
an origami.
It's one of the little things that people would always make in like high school and elementary
Yeah, you
school.
put your
the
fingers in it and it,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Oh
you know
my
what I'm talking
God.
you
about.
check your text.
Yep.
All right, that's it for our questions. Well, actually, that's it for the episode. But would you guys?
Dang.
Would you
Yeah, we
guys?
went a little bit longer than.
I know,
than
I
you
was
initially
like-
proposed.
I was like, what do an hour is
Sorry about
hot?
that.
No, it's fine. It's cooled down. We have a fan literally pointing directly at us.
That's
But
nice.
it's nice actually. But would you guys like to say like all your socials and stuff where people could find you?
Yeah.
Take it away, Spari.
Okay, yeah. So you can find my personal Twitter at a guy named Spari on Twitter, but I don't really use it. I use our podcast Twitter mostly now, which is at Guthix Rest. You can also find us on any sort of podcast platform. Just search Guthix Rest. Spotify is the primary platform, but I try to put it on everything else as well. And yeah, you can just check us out. We post weekly on. I'm trying to keep to Mondays. We'll see how well that works.
And we post never on YouTube. It's awesome.
And never on YouTube. I'm not.
I
even
was
gonna
gonna
shout
say
it out.
you said everything, and I was like, but YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not shouting out the YouTube. Don't
Hey,
check
you know,
it
I
out
got-
there.
I got
You'll be very
tomorrow off.
disappointed.
Surely I do it.
Surely.
When I get home from work tomorrow, I expect a message with
You
all
can
the
Expect
to be
another
disappointed
herring
then.
pet.
Yeah. So that's where you can find me.
Cool.
You can find me at all of those because
Yeah.
I don't involve myself in social media, so you won't find me at those. You'll just find the Guthix Rest podcast that I happen to be on.
That
Mhm.
sounds like Robert. That's funny.
If you
Yeah.
if you want to find me on YouTube, I think I have an @birdfaxer YouTube channel that I posted like a Minecraft meme on.
We'll have to go check that
We
out.
must
now.
follow now.
Yeah, we're subscribed.
Every once in a while, I toy around with the idea of making like RuneScape videos or something, and then I'm like, man, I don't have any good ideas. I'm not gonna do that.
I think it's
Yeah.
also intimidating seeing other people's
There-
content. It's like everything's been done.
I literally feel that same way every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I gonna make?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel
What,
like you
what do I
something
have to
new.
add to the space? you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
you
I
just have to.
suck.
You just have to pretend you've never seen anyone else's content. Just make what interests you, because otherwise you'll just never
Like,
make
I've heard-
anything.
Have you ever heard of this thing called the Wiki? It's crazy.
Make a
Well-
video talking about how cool the wiki is.
I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels who I will not name that their entire thing is just here's the wiki guide on how to do a thing, but it's in video form.
Love that.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
like do something like that before, and then I got bored editing, so I stopped. For the best.
Yeah. I mean, people apparently want it, so
People will watch
it works.
anything. You could just make whatever
Yeah.
weird stuff, whatever Minecraft memes you want.
Dude, people watch the Guthix Rest podcast. Like, they'll watch anything.
True.
Anyone listening to any RuneScape podcast, it's just like, what are you doing?
listen
What are you doing
just
here?
Out,
Well-
just out all of our listeners
I
right
know.
now.
I can
What
tell
are you
you
guys
I mean,
doing
let's
with your
be
lives?
for real.
I can tell you exactly what they're doing. They're probably mining shooting stars.
Yeah.
So
Same.
true.
But yeah, I think that's it. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you guys so
Yeah,
much for
thank you.
Yeah, it's been
joining
fun being on.
us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Should I say-
And,
Sorry, you go.
oh no, you can go.
I was gonna say, do we still say our socials?
No, I think they
If you
generally know where to
want.
find us.
Nah. See, we're not used to having guests. You could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, on our guest episodes, I just end off instead of shouting out all of our socials.
Yeah, I was like, it
you
feels
know where to find
weird
them.
being like, do you guys
You're
want to
already
listen to me
here.
do this?
Yeah. They probably generally know where to find us. but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if they're listening to this, they have probably found you.
Probably.
hopefully.
Who knows? They'll just clip
Who
it and put on
knows?
Reddit.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining. This was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah, it
Thank you
was-
for having us.
Super fun. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, I don't really have like people I talk to RuneScape about, so it's kind of like cool just being on a Discord call.
You just think you like talk to people other than me.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucked up.
I know. I'm like, I talk to you about RuneScape every week. What do you mean?
I can hear for the 100th time today about how she doesn't have Tangle Root.
Oh my god.
It's
Anyway,
fucked up, man.
that's really messed up. All right.
Anyways, I think that'll probably do it for us.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Peace out.